Evil geniuses turn to pick.
Lane, I guess, with the PA, or maybe run some like aggro kind of lane with the tree, Grimstroke and the PA, and or with the Earthshaker, Grimstroke, and PA.
Yeah. Yeah, it could definitely be a couple different things. I assume it's going to be No-Tail playing the Grimstroke. We saw him do that the other day as well.
Yeah.
He's going to be the counter lane pusher. Earthshaker's also going to be able to help out with that. So if they can counteract a lane push that EG's pushing out, that'll be really nice.
They pick the TB into the Shaker, but they're more so trying to match the PA, right? Just that high armor carry that doesn't have to worry too much about a PA just jumping you and bursting you down.
It's also a tower pusher too, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about TB right now, Febby?
I was 50-50 on this hero until today. I think LGD beat VG game 1 with TB, and they look pretty solid. I was thinking like this hero is too slow for this meta, yada yada yada, but it didn't seem like it. I think what EG wants to do is like a 4+1. Sumer is gonna be on this like hyper aggressive mid that can fight with them early on with the rest of EG's heroes, while RTD just sits back and farm up. It's gonna be a battle of TB versus PA. I would be kind of surprised if PA doesn't go Battlefield because he's gonna fall off if he doesn't.
Geniuses turn to ban.
That could make it a little bit harder for OG to fight in the early mid.
I wonder what the hero for. I mean, I feel like Topson's gonna want something that provides a lot of magic damage and even potentially push. Right now, I'm actually looking at the Pugna. I know he's a huge fan of the hero. I believe the last time they met up, he also was playing the Pugna. It's very good versus TB, great versus Enchantress as well. Can definitely be something to set the pace and put pressure on. And it's a Topson.
What about Zeus? Zeus looks really good here too.
Zeus? I've been wanting Zeus, but we haven't gotten too many, man. I've been waiting for it.
I mean, if we're gonna get it, it's gonna be a Topson Zeus, right?
That's actually very true.
Against TB, CM, all these like weak heroes.
I think he got banned out in their last series as well as the 5th ban, or 6th ban.
I do want to like point out that Sumer is gonna be having a rough game because Topson's gonna be counter picking this whatever it is.
They banned it again.
Just gets taken out.
Pugna
looks really good now. Yeah.
EG was definitely missing lane push. Earth Spirit can't push lanes very well. Enchantress can't push lanes almost at all. CM can, and TB can a little bit, but they definitely need at least another hero that could also facilitate that. And it's more nukes, more stuns that'll help them kill the PA in the early mid game.
Oh, they're gonna go for the Topson Invoker instead. Also, a great way of being able to run around the map and make space, right? I think that's his plan. He's gonna be the chaos maker. He doesn't care. I lose my lane, I don't care. I'm gonna move around the map and just try to shut down RTZ on this Terrorblade and just constant aggression to make Ana space. I mean, that's the story of Topson in a nutshell.
I think it's a great hero to buff the PA slightly towards PA favor against the PA versus TB.
Okay.
What aspect of it gives them the favor? Is it just like
the alacrity?
Alacrity?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is the draft. Word with Gunner.
Always their tempo setter. He's going to farm up the jungle. Smail's going to be rotating with his team, running around, pressuring lanes and taking towers. On the side of OG, Topson is usually the tempo creator. He's going to win his lane, and he's always going to rotate first. And he's not going to worry about having to carry as he has N on his back. Both these teams, they have the two Earth Spirit gods. They have Crit and Jerax. EG having Crit with the Earth Spirit in this game. I think they're going to have the ability to kind of rotate around early. He's going to kind of pressure the mid lane, so I'm going to be a little scared for this Invoker on Topson to be pressured by this Earth Spirit. He's going to make Siege and PA are both going to be farming. I think this might game go a little late. There's going to be a lot of big fights. I think our two casters, Tobuon and Cinderin, are going to be the two bigger carries of this game.
That's perfect. Great transference. We're gonna go based on Sin. We're ready to go right now. OG, they're the same. And of course, you start with an OG draft. You think everything's gonna be normal, but I got a thing to break to everyone at home. That is not a support ES. That is a 3-position ES. Played by Seb, and No-Tail will move on to the Tree and Protector, just for a little bit of interesting spice because OG can never conform.
Not only that, exactly. We were talking about, oh, is it going to be a Seb Treant or is it going to be a Seb Shaker and a Jerax Treant? But they swapped it out completely. putting No-Tail on a hard 5-3, and they think that this Grimstroke being position 4 can have a huge impact on the game. And a possible reason for that could be the Grimstroke Eggs in this game being a really, really powerful Aghanims against Terrorblade. Creating that illusion when he's used Metamorphosis, it can deal serious damage. And something we've seen out of OG in this tournament so far is they're really good at doing quirky mechanical stuff, like having these weird, creative new ideas where you use new stuff that's in the game. The IO Aghanims is new, the Grimstroke Aghanims is new, so I could definitely see that being the line of thought for them here. On EG's side, though, I love what Gunnar said. Keep an eye on mid. That is where stuff is going to be happening.
Thompson's already starting off. Just in case you didn't know, EG, look into my eyes. What do you see?
Well, they plant the flags. But it
But let's have a trick of our lane. So as we had now a quick 1 minute, Thompson Invoker, he's going the course to begin with. We'll see how he transitions. The battle against Mail, it gives us an aggressive lane up on the top. Ana and No-Tail, they've been dual laning together for absolutely ever, but EG, they bring 3. If the first 2 doesn't succeed, you bring everybody. Pushing Ana back under the tower with a Metamorphosis damage. He's actually going to have enough. He spills the first blood. You want to send a message. That's a good way to do it if you're EG.
And this is one of the biggest benefits of Enchantress as a hero, is that you can leave her alone in the start against this lane. I don't see them killing her down here with Seb and Jerax, but at the same time, Jerax can't leave because Seb will lose the lane. So EG, with the right read on how to get the lanes to begin with, could get them off to a very nice start here.
And with the Sentry Ward down, yep. How does Jerax coming close? He's going to have to work with them. Ana being initiated on once again. That's easy. Still got a little bit more time to get that range damage in, but now lose attention to No-Tail. Consumables are going to be the order of the day for OG, while in mid, Thompson, he's so low, battling against the metal. The Cold Snap will push him back.
And they have rotated Jerax top, but what this will do now is that S4 will have almost a full level advantage against Seth bottom early on, or at least a decent one. And once Enchantress gets level 6, this lane is not inhabitable for Earthshaker anymore. So OG, this top lane, when you rotate like this, you have to win it, or you need to at least ensure that Ana feels somewhat happy up here.
Yeah, actually getting some CS would be a nice way to move forward. I'm loving Thompson and Samael, just like Thompson literally requesting, Samael, come and fight me. I'm not even getting us out. There's not even one coming out. Samael able to hit these back-to-back stuns, missing uphill 2 times. Thompson, you get back under the tower. He's jumped on the wall. Underneath the tier 1. There's a regen. Thank you, Icefrog.
I was going to say Gaben, but they're the same person, so.
Everyone's Icefrog in their hearts.
This is a huge start for EG, honestly. Good cold snap from Thompson will at least stop half of the regen rune. Wants to high-five with Samael. Samael will high-five him, so at least there's some friendship in the mid lane.
Samael will bring his bottle in.
Never mind, no friendship.
Here comes the ES, roll in from Crit, the kick, a little bit off target, and Thompson just sends them up in the air for a quick moment.
So Samael is winning mid for sure. Enchantress S4 is winning bottom for sure. And this top lane is currently RTZ far ahead because of that first blood advantage as well. So fair to say right now that EG are ahead in all 3 lanes. And No-Tail is going to be from OG. They're trying to get in on fly. Lovely new cosmetic. I love this new aura.
What is this? It's just like I got a bubble. I got a frost bubble.
When you skill up Arcane Aura, every time it levels up, all of your allies have like an animation for a short time.
Oh, rolling boulder in from Crit, well off the target. As OG trying to get a little bit of space. No-Tail is stunning up Crit for the moment. Good protection.
So the roll misses, but Arteezy is the one having the best time regardless. Even if these spells miss a little bit, OG seem unable to make their own aggressive moves, and Arteezy is just denying creep after creep. PA, what's her CS right now? 15 for 3. It's actually pretty good from Ana so far in this lane.
I'm loving watching this mid lane. I can't even take my eyes off it. I should be looking at the top lane because there's a tri lane up there, but Tops is just living on either a prayer or quarter HP. Maybe both. He just refuses to move back out of this lane or bring us out. He keeps getting clipped.
Oh,
an illusion rune for him, but Crit got a rolling boulder in. Thompson side steps quickly. Makes me greedy. He's got call set for Tornado. Able to connect on the Mail, but the Slade is able to reach up 2 levels to reach Thompson on Cloud9.
this is how this mid lane is going to be. Sumail and Thompson will be trading nonstop. Invoker wants to trade so he can make use of the quad orbs, and Sumail wants to trade because he can kill with an ally. And that's the second kill here in mid now. Sumail off to a really hot start.
You know, I've thought that before, and then Thompson's Monkey King kicked in. So,
It's a bit different.
It's definitely a different style of game. There was definitely an Io and Magnus in that series as well. But I also just kind of want to think about another lane. Number one on the CS right now is actually Seb. He's been running this bottle on the bottom lane. He's going to try and control both the 5-minute bounty runes. S4 does not want to let that happen. So Seb will back off, and you see Crit already rotating over. And S4, it looks like he wants to try and contest.
Oh, okay. Seb didn't want to fight for it. So that's 3 runes for EG. He's respecting the rotation out of Crit. Saw him on that observer ward in the bottom area that Crit was coming. So his TP at least secures that rune. And now I'm really curious what Seb's going to do here. It's actually the thing I'm most curious about in the game now, because from my experience, this lane will be completely unplayable for Shaker once Enchantress is level 6. The only thing he can really do is take creeps with Fissure. Every time you try to melee a creep with Enchant Totem, you will take 2 or 3 impetuses your way, and it's just not feasible in the long run. So what is he going to do? He's pulling the wave for now a little bit.
Look towards mid, rolling corner in, Laguna Blade is up for Sumail. Hits the first fire striker rate, EMP Tornado, Sumail's going to lose a lot of mana. The cold snap, he's still just got enough to get into Thompson with the living armor. It has arrived, and Thompson will survive the first Laguna of this game.
It's very unusual that you see a trans outskill living.
Fly, he's back again. He may have survived Laguna, but can he survive everything else? Jirax will arrive. It's a good stroke into the stun. Now Crit's caught on the wrong side of the tracks. Nice turnaround for OG. Took 6 minutes, but now they're on the board. Off the mark. 1-3.
And No-Tail, he's ready to fight Fly on the rune, but No-Tail doesn't have Leech Seed. He's 1-0-2 build, extremely defensive Treant build, not getting even that one skill point to help in the lane, but focusing on how much can I help the other lanes with that living armor.
Don't you think the living armor build-up is also... Oh, hello, rolling boulder down towards the bottom lane. Jirax under attack, like Treant between S4 as well as Crypt. But we saw OG when they played the Treant before. They're always looking to repair their towers. How does Arteezy actually take these towers if you level up living armor very early on? How hard do you have to commit as a Terrorblade to actually bring down the tower?
That's actually part of the brilliance in this Terrorblade pick, because first, the obvious thing is that it's good against the PA, right? You have high armor, so you're good against these hard-hitting physical attacks, but the second part, Terrorblade is a really good hero at forcing down towers from half or full to 0. So he can deal with it if they group up and make a team move. It's one of the best heroes against Treant Protector in this early stage of the game as a carry. You can't really ask for anything better than that.
Yeah. Because they will still lose that
mid.
They will still lose that tier 1 tower on bottom lane.
Fly is going to plant some enemy in mid. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know those characters, so I can't tell you what they are. But there's probably some deep meaning to this. Jirax.
He's going to
running into Fly. Okay, see ya. They're both backing off.
Nothing to be had here, apart from Jirax potentially killing the courier on the way back. But with the tier 1 tower dropping, S4 was just able to force the issue. No-Tail's watching Arteezy rotate over, but he's burned a large portion of this metamorphosis.
That's such an early Midas for S4. He's going to be rich this game. 730 Midas with Boots and Basilius. It's really, really good times for S4. And you look at the CS chart, all top 3 sitting on that EG side, and the Shaker who was doing well in the start, I think quite a bit of his CS is probably jungle creeps, and now this bottom lane, is he going to be able to farm here? Well, S4 is moving, so for now he is.
EMP Tornado just pushing Sumail back a little bit further.
Absolutely perfect.
But Ana is still doing well. And this top lane, we know how important it is for OG to give Ana a good game. And his game looks solid right now. He's sitting on the 50 CS, minute 8. Same as the Terrorblade. They're both level 6. So both of these heroes are having a good game and are happy.
The only downside for Ana is he doesn't have like that Empower buff up he's used to, so he's having to build into the Battle Fury on the Phantom Assassin just to still keep finding that farm rate. Jirax is hoping for something on bottom lane. Seb's got a lot of damage to work with. Now completing up the phase boots. Potentially able to run down some of these heroes, and Jirax just needs to start them off, so there's the Inkswell. Okay, that's maybe not exactly the way he planned to do that. That was not the right target, and now Seb's kind of trapped behind the tree line. Crit's wondering if he can get some help, but Seb, now he's going to find him. Starts with a totem, follows up with a Fissure, Echo Slams just for good measure, and Crit tanks through a lot of it. Raindrops help out with that, but they'll still take the kill. That was a lot harder than it needed to be for OG.
Yep. And they don't get any structural damage in here, it looks like. They're not going to hit the tower, but it's a kill. It all helps. Gotta find what you can as OG right now, as your playmaking potential, as was talked about by the panel, is mainly coming from Topson, but since he lost his lane by a bit, the tempo is not that high. So at least you can use Grimstroke with Shaker. And, well, they're still hitting the tower. I reckon EG wants to defend this somewhat.
It feels like they should, but they're going to finish the tier 1 and then TP down? Where are they? Actually, yeah, you can't. This damage is taking forever without the creep wave, so maybe they're okay with it. They're wasting time with N0tail. He actually came underneath the Observer Ward on the bottom room. So Fly was just waiting for the attack to come in from Topson.
Dire's top tower is under
And Topson's going to walk through the same ward that N0tail just did. EG know exactly what Topson is up to. And with him starting to play between mid and bottom, they're absolutely not defending this tower now.
They've worked it out.
It takes them so long, but, you know, slow and steady, eventually you'll get it. If nobody comes down here, Jerix has been pushing this tower for like a full minute. And now the siege creep is going to come and help him finish it off the last 5%.
You'd actually think he'd get more levels out of this too by being in the lane. S4's attacking into the tier 1 tower a bit. It's the last remaining tier 1 tower for OG. They're really having trouble controlling their map area, but normally OG sacrifice heroes in the early game. It seems the tier 1 tower is the next thing on the menu for OG. N0tail can't come close. He's in range of the sentry. S4 doing a good job not to reveal the fact that he can see him. Not reacting in any way, but now the creeps move towards him. N0tail realizes they can see me. In fact, not 1, not 2, but 3 sentry wards had to be planted in that mid lane just to see things.
But it's well worth it. They got the biggest tower of the game, and there was no fighting from OG because Treant is only level 5, so they didn't have the overgrowth, they didn't have the soulbind, both supports from OG sitting on those level 5s when EG supports are level 6. That's such a huge difference in power. Sep.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really good timing on the aftershock.
He'll get the double fisher stun out as well, but S4 enchants him up. Sep can't make it to the trees, where he was probably hoping he could TP away to safety. With some clever juking, but it will not happen. And Fly gives the tip back to Seb. Seb, he seems to be the master of the memes on OG. Fly gets a little bit of a rebuttal. And actually, well, Fly, that was maybe a little short-lived. OG have come back. By me indeed.
He's dead. Is that an Urn charge? It is. That's big. Keep an eye on Invoker's Vessel charges in this game. It's the way they're going to kill the Enchantress. Until S4 has a counter item, that is the one way they can kill her outside of using the PA for the hardcore physical burst.
Because of his great stat, he's actually going in for just the Dragonlance to begin with. I don't know if it's going to be the full Hurricane Pike. And they're looking for initiation. ES rolling forward. Topson. And that movement speed. Haste Rune is up. 550 on the board. And S4 being watched by N0tail. They know he's coming in from the side, so Topson knows how much he can get away with Cold Snap to Mail, trying to get his own stun. The silence is there,
Missing every spell.
and it's not hitting every ability, meaning the back movement is possible. In fact, Jirax will die to S4. N0tail for the overgrowth. The Fly starts letting it go. 2 heroes down for OG. This is not the clean, crisp Dota we've expected and already seen from them this tournament.
I think the games that we saw on the main stage yesterday was also Newbie giving OG flat out their best picks. They gave them IO and Mag, and EG just come in with better preparation. How Ana and Arteezy are literally not getting involved in anything. They've been playing top both of them for pretty much 13 minutes straight, not moving across the map. Or actually not sure. Arteezy might have been part of a push in one of the side, on one of the other lanes.
It's fight time. It's Blink reveal over on the EMP. Fly and Fred just evaporate. S4's also on the run. Seb, he's got Fissure up. S4, you're staying with your feet wet. No way to get away from the spray. And he's locked inside the tip with the double stop from Smell. Maybe a little bit extra space. S4 back to Thompson, who's the one in trouble. Seb, he'll blink over. Now he's trying to control on both Arteezy, Smell, and S4. No, that ain't happening. Start up, and Seb is gone. Overconfidence with a capital Seb.
That is the most ambitious TP of the main event, I think. He TP'd right next to Alina with Light Struck Array ready.
Maybe he's like, oh,
That was a nice blink
he's
reveal,
going to be
though.
out of mana, right? Maybe there's a chance.
It's a good blink reveal, but at the same time, you would have loved to get a core kill. You got the two supports. You got the Maiden and the Shaker with your Echo Slam. You get a little bit bloodthirsty on Thompson, who starts chasing. And Thompson was kind of lucky to stay alive there, too. He almost died to S4, and you see the problem they have with this Enchantress. The only way... They were 4 heroes against Enchantress, and she was fissure locked off, and it wasn't even close. Like, they were tempted to try for it. Not possible without the PA. The Vessel will change things. But it's not there just yet for Thompson. He needs another 200 gold.
Same with the Battle Fury for Ana. Maybe he starts getting involved after this is able to arrive. The win probability is keeping it nice and close, 51-49. That's what we want to see. We've already had an amazing day of Dota 2. Let's keep the streak going late into the Shanghai night. The 15-minute bounty runes in 10 seconds.
Looks like a 2 for 2.
Yeah, it should be. EG will claim the north, OG will claim the south.
What have we?
There it is.
This'll come in handy. Radiant are scared.
Oh, rolling boulder. Up towards top. Crit won't have a crack at Ana. Not easy, doesn't have any damage or a stun, which is required to stop Ana. So Magnetize will go on cooldown for a while from Crit.
Got him on chat. Well left.
It's kind of the issue when rolling boulder became your stun instead of just the kick.
Yeah.
Then they move in towards the mid lane. Rolling boulder once again over towards Thompson. G-Rex is being blind. Gonna put down the inks as well, but Thompson, the damage may just be more than enough to kill him. He turns for an EMP tornado, but in death he'll burn mana, but that's it. Fly once again being very liberal with that freezing field.
They're immediately putting this lens to use. Sumail's lens, or well, not immediately, but in that instance they are putting it to use, showcasing how good this item can be against a hero like Invoker. Their reach is just exceptional. Earth Spirit can roll in from really far away, and the Lina can very easily follow up. Even though the Earth Spirit stun is only level 2, it's enough for Sumail to...
S4, here's your combination. Zeb will get the first stun off, and maybe not the greatest of chaining against this S4 Enchantress. They're trying to find the damage. Nortel has to go into the overthrow, put the quick silence down, but Sumail's already arrived from a long way down. He's able to get the stun. There's no movement back from Zeb.
I don't get it. Why didn't they just hit him?
Good question. Hey, maybe he's untouchable.
Just hit him.
So now is EG being aggressive. Thompson with the high ground, EMP tornado. Gonna make it difficult for Arteezy. Decides not to dodge it, but he's got 21 chances.
I love that you say decides not to dodge it. There's so many clips of Arteezy manta dodging whatever, so you're just assuming he will never fail. He decides not to. There's no way he could have failed that, right?
Hey, I put Arteezy up on a pedestal for a clip.
He is very rich, by the way. 10K net worth, 17 minutes in. It's generally a very dangerous proposition to give terribly complete free farm, but I just think in this game OG barely had a choice with their draft. It's just very defensive, very slow, with both PA and Treant and Grimstroke. They need to have someone to play around, and since the other two lanes were EG favored, the tempo of the game is just completely being dictated by this EG side. Now, what I do want to say OG shouldn't do, stop going for this Enchantress. I think it's really hurting them. The kills, you have to accept S4 will be farmed this game. If you're not bringing your PA to this kill, it's too hard, and the cost-benefit doesn't favor you kind of ever unless you see pretty much the entire enemy lineup somewhere else on the map. Because the counterplay is dangerous too, right? Imagine you kill the Ench, you used everything. And then, what if there's an Earth Spirit coming in with this Alina?
This is when you need, you need Stifling Dagger from range, you need Seb to be the controller, you need to create a little bit more space. And I'm actually liking this a little bit more from Seb. He's going in for the Aghanim Scepter, then he's going to build for the BKB, so he can be that nuisance that we know and love to be in the faces of EG, and give Ana that space to farm. He doesn't want to join it. This is the way OG always play. It's 4 attack, 1 farm.
Yep.
And so far, he's now ahead of both S4 as well as Sumail. But he's still got a couple of thousand gold to catch up with before he's going to get in front of Arteezy. But Ana, he's going to move quick. He's going to farm quick.
Yeah, I don't think... I think if you just mathematically let these two heroes completely free farm from the start of the game and they buy whatever items they want, Terrorblade wins. He just has better farming potential. He can farm wave while farming jungle. His first ramp-up items are just faster. The PA has to build this whole battlefield before trouble that's kicking in.
Notel walking in range with the sentry ward. That dire sentry would get quickly dewarded. Had another one further up, but Ana and Jirax on the bottom lane trying to push it, but Sumail's already moving down. Coming past his own shrine, TP support's on the way, so ES start stop. Jirax gonna land out a stun over on ES, but PA can't really do much. It's Sumail! It's like it's coming from downtown. The hex threat help, EMP tornado, Thompson actually catches As the short film contest is able to blink away to teammates. But she's got those. Then straight back to mid, straight back to the farm. The living armor to protect, building into this desolator.
Yeah, why didn't the PA just blink strike the vent?
Because
she
blinked
did it
to
right
attack.
before.
Yeah.
Why didn't she have refresher though?
Cool.
30 seconds till bounties.
Why are you just not a better player?
30 seconds till bounty runes. There's no vessel charges, so this fight for OG, if they choose to run into the enemy team, will be hard. Oh, speaking of running into them, Thompson.
Yeah, Tornado's out. Fly gets sent up. Crit's going to work, but EG, they've started Roshan. That's what they want. Invoker, living armor's giving him some extra life. Deafening blast is a 3-man pushback. A quick Yule Scepter up, and so the rolling ball. No, he misses, but Samael will not. Roshan, he's still ticking down 3.5k, and OG are in no position to contest this. And it looks like they also have no idea.
Notel was thinking about getting this bounty rune, but it would have got him killed. But that's going to be Roche, as well as 2 runes. And what do they pay? They don't even pay a tower bottom. OG
Deb's trying.
Falling further and further behind.
7,500 and increasing is the net worth advantage. The experience is shooting up as well.
And this is kind of, it's a bit reminiscent of one of Thompson's Invoker games, the TI9, where I think it was against LGD. They sat on him really hard in mid and just slowed down his tempo, because OG's strategy when they play this mid Invoker with Boss Wex is very momentum based, and you stifle that momentum, and so all of a sudden OG's lineup just feels so much easier to deal with. In this game, it's the Earth Spirit Lina getting these couple of kills on Thompson. Now they just killed him again. No vessel charges, and it just, RTZ's having the time of his life. This is such a free game right now.
I love
Terrorblade, he has Butterfly.
Yeah.
And a bottom minute 20.
RTZ's looking damn good. I love how you bring up the Samael point, because it was Samael who used to be the one like, oh man, this kid's really, really good. What do we do? He's playing Storm Spirit with momentum base. Let's just kill him every single time. They're faced at EG, and now they're dishing it out against OG.
And now RTZ feels confident to go and push towers. He knows he has the Aegis, so even if he gets Echo Slam, there's that second life. And we'll hit the tower. OG seem like they want to try to defend this one though.
Oh.
Deso is completed on Ana. This is his first peak.
Seb's doing the full wraparound. He wants the greatest clip-worthy Echo Slam of all time. He'll take the Courier instead. That'll work. They lose the tier 2 tower in the meantime.
It gives away information though.
Yeah.
EG know OG are coming from behind.
Thompson is looking for Samael. He wants him in the trees. He's going to move up. And now, well, EMP Tornado. Samael, they want to send in dry. The Yule Scepter, defensive. Nothing is burned. And now they all turn around for the fight. And it's moving forward. They'll soulbind S4 as well as RTZ together with the double silence. Letting it go. Fly, he's doing the work. Look good. Adam just cannot stand in this fight. The rest of OG want to get the hell out there. Now they've killed Crit. But Seb magnetizes on him. The Yule Scepter is up. And Seb is down. Thompson will be able to survive. He's waiting a little longer, though, before he'll use his TP away.
And the MVP of that fight for me is Crit. He rolls on the Shaker. He keeps the Shaker as well as Invoker busy for a good, I don't know, 20 seconds before he finally dies. And it makes this fight so easy for EG. I wonder if we're going to get a replay of that. I think we saw the rolling boulder, but then the fight was happening on the top side. It's just...
Thompson's clearing the creep wave. He understands they can't push up high ground. The illusion is actually giving the tower health with the regeneration up. It's all backdoor protection.
But EG lost nothing there. They didn't even use meta. They didn't have it. So next tower, it's already being circled by Fly. We're going to see it now. So Thompson catches Samael, good defensive Yules, but this roll, the Earth Spirit is going to stay down here forever. Okay, it might not be on the replay either because we see the fight up top, but you can imagine for yourself what's happening off screen. If you look at the minimap, there's an Earth Spirit just there, forcing Echo, keeping 2 heroes at bay forever. And Ana just still feels like he can't really fight. He goes in and just gets blown up by spells.
It didn't help that it didn't help that he ended up jumping like into Lagoon. Like there's no BKB to protect him, and he jumped right on top of the Crystal Main to try and stop the freezing field, so the rest of the team can move fight. But we'll have in this own debate as well. It's like, can the Crystal Maiden actually die? We were asking this during during the drafting phase. Like, is this just going to be a massive, massive problem? Hi, Thompson.
Historically, PA has just murdered many a Crystal Maiden over the course of Dota games, but nowadays, Maiden has a health talent. She buys bracers. Look at Maiden's health right now. Sure, it's only 5 armor, but she has 1430 health with just 1 bracer and a wand and this talent. Can buy a Ghost Scepter maybe, can buy another bracer, just tank up, and you will not be one-shot jumped by this PA. You get a chance to hold your ground, and if you get your ulti off, all this defensive armor is gonna, be super helpful for you.
Yeah, they come.
Time, DD,
Double damage room, bottled up, ready for this right moment. The living armor won't protect this much longer. But what do they do?
This goes fast.
Yeah, it's gone, man. It's gone.
Yo, do you want to defend?
Maybe.
Good
Send him up in the air, get rid of the double damage with the EMP burn. Easy. Again, decides not to dodge the EMP. And Seb, he jumps in. He has the Aghanim Scepter up without He's got the life up on Seb. Take that melee rack. Take the range 1 as well. What's PA got in return? The bottom tower? That's not enough. They need more. But EG, first ones to claim racks against OG, and they do it in under 25 minutes.
This game has been very one-sided so far. I wonder if OG can find a way back. We've seen them come back from ridiculous situations many times before, but it's definitely...
It's a PA crit that I never want to say is not going to work. Like, what happens once Phantom Assassin gets buffed up? What happens when you start giving her alacrity with a BKB, putting her into the fight? Can EG then, like, hold through that blast? Thompson, what are you doing?
This is an item that'll help. The Enchantress picks up the Solar Crest, so whoever the PA jumps on, S4 will defensively solar, or of course he can offensively solar as well if they're going for kills, but this item is so good when you have Terrorblade in your team. Giving him that massive burst of attack speed, he's a monster in this game. Just flat out insane farm.
OG is still prepping for the fight.
Yeah, it feels like they need to wait for the BKB of Ana, and then they can try to make a move with a smoke, try to find a way to get a fight inside their own vision where they can get an overgrowth. You need to overgrowth this Terrorblade, but he has both Manta and BKB, so he has 2 breaks now instead of only the 1 of Manta. It's a tall order, and probably the lowest impact we've seen from No-Tail in any game at this tournament. It's hard. Like, options don't exist.
He's going to be a full-on cannon with an MKB. You got to see that Lotus Orb actually arrive from Jirax. He does have the Ether Lens, so at least he'll have that cast range. Thompson, 400-ish gold away from having his Aghanim Scepter build up. All of this is slowly going to arrive.
It's going to help. It's definitely going to help to get this Axe. He has some good solutions for Terrorblade illusions. He has Tornado, the Deafening Blast, EMP, Ice Wall.
They're pinging out Seb. It's like, what is this guy doing down here? The creep wave's coming to a tier 3 tower. How crazy is the ES? Crazy enough that you're happy to bring Samael back, but he can BT back to the front lines.
Yep. Well, hopefully not the front lines.
Yeah.
Not where Lina wants to go. Took the damage talent on Lina as well, on level 15, the Light Strike Array damage, so it doesn't feel threatened enough to take all the health. It's a pretty good pickup to get health against a hero like PA, though. You're naturally not too high armor, and I think earlier today we saw Moon when he was playing the Lina. I think he took the health talent in that game against a PA. I believe. Maybe.
I'll say yes.
Different approaches to the same problem. Aghanim's
done.
Yeah. The problem for Ana now is you're like, finally I have my BKB, but the counter item's already ready. There's the Aghanim's on Lina, and there's the Terrorblade MKB. So this upcoming fight...
Oh, Seb's dead. Seb is totally dead. He's just walking right into the middle of EG. Smoked up, looking to attack. The Haste Rune is down, but he can't have enough life. Even with the jump up the hill, he can't make it. So Seb is down. Ana was hiding himself on the bottom lane, so it was Seb who was walking away. Both were there together, hoping someone from EG, just one person like Lina, would come out to try and fight. But they have no creep wave, so pushing in. They're going to fight with the Alpha Lock. Does EG actually have enough? No. You have protection on multiple fronts, Clip, as well as 7 charges of living armor. They'll burn through it, and now use the power of EG. The tower is gone. Femias, like, wait, can this guy actually keep up with the current pace of this meta of Dota? You see that type of push? Yeah, he can do it.
Got the tower, but he can't backdoor the melee racks. It's too much regen, too tanky. But he's going to take the tier 3, he's going to take the shrine, he's going to keep cutting the mid wave. Good job from Thompson to make sure the mid wave was pushed out. If he didn't manage that, they could have lost Rax in this instance. And OG, it's desperation time. They need to fight. The metamorphosis is running out.
Anna walked underneath the Observer and Sentry, comes right up towards Arteezy. Thompson finds his own target. It's S4. Send him up. The missed timing though. Send jumps in, Crit instantly starts it. Send what if you go for the soul by looking for the stun. Anna looking for no sort of damage. S4. Anna can't attack his fast. One more attack will do it. Anna's able to get down and then jump over for a double kill into play. Rolling ball to rip on the side. He is able to push him back. Support is all buying back right now. Invoker solo and left. He's never ending. Still coming from the lead of the Echo Slam. In a right, finally in from Zed. The wall space is being created. It really seems being all for EG. A jump away from the start of the line. Rate still holds true. And Zed runs for the trees. But he will not be safe. Under the Opted Sentry 2, Durex has no way to run away. Terrorblade will create the mirror, staying just out of the range of the stun. Notel wants to help out. Arteezy just diving in. Anna, at least he can get a grip, but Arteezy, you remember what he came here for a while ago? It was to take the lane of Rax, and they've got the damage output, they've got the creep wave, and OG have no defense. Maybe they can kill off Samael if he comes up high ground, but the rest of EG are moving towards the mid. They want to fight Anna. He blinks out, but Samael, yes! He blinks out. They want to go deeper into OG's base. You may have found spawns, newbie, but you won't found spawn this time around OG. EG under the tier 4 towers. Maybe this is a little bit too deep, but there's only 2 players up trying to fence this. Here comes your meatball down, but Invoker, he's got nothing more to give. Notel into the base. They're all dead, and GG. EG take game 1. Here when it counts on the main stage.
They got destroyed. I think that's fair to say, but that was a very, very one-sided game. EG.
That kid, right? Samael, not a kid, he's a man. He trashed that mid lane so hard, but these long-range stuns, you called out the Etherlens, but it felt like Samael was just this permanent lockdown, but never in any trouble from OG.
It was not really fair mid.
OG's turn to pick. OG's turn to ban.
Earth Shaker.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Evil Genius's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Evil Genius's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Evil Genius's turn to pick. OG's turn to pick.
Ogre Magi! 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Evil Genius's turn to Faceless Void.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to pick.
Gyrocopter!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Evil geniuses turn to bad.
He's been super dominant actually on the hero when I saw him playing it for the most part. Just being able to constantly run around and just wreak havoc on the map. Especially versus the squishies. Gyrocopter can tend to be a little bit squishy sometimes.
Yeah,
you
with
do get off to a good start.
With the Axe Spirit too, I think it like just inputs insane amount of damage, and I think it can be a cool new combo, the Void plus Tiny with Tiny Axe.
That's true. I like that.
Yeah.
It's really good with Void. It helps so much. I think Manesky was running that earlier. The Chrono would come out, and then you do the tiny tree toss, you get in like 6, 7, 8 trees.
Yeah, it looked like a really good combo.
Was that the same thing that did Secret have that too with the Void and the Tiny? I think mid one rushed Axe.
Well,
that game.
you know,
Right?
Yapstar stole Chronosphere a few times, so
Yeah,
probably.
that's true. Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of Chronospheres in those games.
Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, that's a good point. Because I remember him, he skipped the Echo Saber. He went Echo Saber after, but he went straight Ags, which was interesting to me, because usually it's like, you want your Echo because you apply the slow, but if you have something like that huge lockdown, you don't need the extra slow. You're going to be having that big damage pump into it. So yeah, that's actually pretty neat.
I'm expecting EG to throw Gyro in the mid lane myself, just because Sumail's typically the guy that plays it on their team. I mean, if you do land an arrow mid, even if there isn't a setup, and sometimes there can be with homing missile, it's a good hero for crossing the river and potentially getting solo kills if the stun's long enough. I don't know if it's going to be super viable against Tiny, because Tiny's health is pretty high, but
I feel like you won't get many last hits in that lane, though, if you're mid versus a Tiny.
That's true.
You can use the missile to zone him every now and then, but the base damage advantage is pretty high. But still flexible, right? They still can choose to move it around, depending on which matchup they do want to have.
I mean, one bright side is they can probably rune control maybe a little bit better with the Mirana. And the Gyro's a lot faster, so running him down, maybe lower chance of Gyro dying.
OG's turn to pick.
Last bans here, Batrider again being banned towards OG. They are kind of lacking their 5-position hero. And then OD being banned on against EG, which would have been another great hero for setting up arrows. If they throw OD in the mid lane, especially against a melee like Tiny, super easy to banish and get guaranteed arrows. So that would have been a pretty easy way for Topspin to lose his lane.
Yeah, a lot of the Conquer OD bans when there's early Mirana picks. It's like you kind of just have to cover your bases.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
So what are they going to grab for their last hero? OG could play the Tiny as a 4. They could put the Enchantress on a 5. That could leave Topspin up to grabbing an entirely new hero here if they really want to, but
there's so many cool things that OG can do right now. They can put 5 Enchantress, mid Tiny, and like pick a new 4 hero for Jerax. Phoenix looks okay. Even if there's a Mirana on the other team, you have Void.
It feels, I think it sounds okay, but I just feel like they're lacking easy disables and gank stuff that isn't team fight, like ultimate base. It's like Chronosphere, maybe like Blink Earthshaker or Blink Tiny, but I feel like they need something reliable, maybe.
And they're gonna go with Oracle.
It's okay.
I think it's a good Fate's Edict game. There's a lot of magical damage coming out of Evil Geniuses right now. Right now, all their damage is magical damage, and now Oracle's second spare is just gonna negate a lot of that damage.
And they can use Oracle's ultimate to just purge off a stun. If somebody like if the Faces Void gets stunned at a crucial moment, Tiny gets stunned at a crucial moment, remove that, let him take a team fight. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was thinking Void might need a stun, might need a save because there's a lot of lockdown from Evil Geniuses, and there was no save from OG until that Oracle pick, so they could have bursted the Void down before the team fight started.
Is it going to be strong enough to lane against an Ogre, though? Like, if that's an offlane Ogre, it's going to have to slap that guy a lot to get kills.
They're just going to go the Terrorblade again. It worked last time for them.
But now there's an Enchantress on the other side
More
of the
things, yeah.
So, I don't know. I think this Enchantress versus TV matchup is pretty hard for the TV.
It should be a lot of damage. If TB is disabled, they should be able to combo him potentially.
And Enchantress can just chase down the TV and just take away the illusions, crippling his farm. So.
What about the other way around? Reflection against the OG heroes. Do the Reflections get bashes? Not sure. Anyways, that is the draft for game number 2 here, EG versus OG. Let's send it over for an interview with Sakshika.
And we really are looking for that third game to repeat history from last TI. It was semi-final 2 that these teams met up. Of course, then it was OG who 2-1 down EG. What can happen this time around? They're confident. They're confident with the draft this time around, Send.
There's a couple of things that can happen.
Things working.
EG could win this game, then they're 2-0. OG could win this game, then they're 1-1.
Wow.
And then for the third game,
Inside.
would you believe it, there's also 2 possible outcomes in that game. So that would be, you know, if you do like a flowchart of this, it's really complicated, but yeah, you'll figure it out eventually. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about this game, specifically the Enchantress that they a little bit about on the draft panel, because I think the logic that EG are applying this game that makes them pick the Terrorblade again is they want a carry that, first of all, that farms really well when it's given space. EG's heroes are really good at fighting early on outside of RTZ's hero. And sure, Enchantress has a good matchup against Terrorblade in the lane, but Terrorblade isn't gonna lane. He's gonna play there until he's level 4 or 5. When it seems like Enchantress is starting to get scary, it's gonna retreat to the jungle. And if Enchantress starts hunting Terrorblade in the enemy jungle, she can get ganked by Gyro from mid. That's the whole idea here. He can go deep into the jungle. He can play the opposite jungle as well. Well, probably not the Radiant one, but you know what I mean. Around the triangle with Terrorblade and have a good time. For OG, however, you have very big AoE spells and cooldowns. And if they don't connect on the Terrorblade, I just see his fights being relatively free. Like, what's actually killing this Terrorblade in this game? They don't have heavy single target burst outside of Enchantress. Tiny's okay for a while, but then Tiny's damage late game is physical.
What happens if you can't kill him before he can sunder?
Yeah, that's always a problem.
Yeah,
Terrorblade.
it's like that's your burst damage from the Tiny, which starts to wear off after a while. But they do have really great combinations. Maybe this is the reason why Soshka just feels so confident. Like, we always look for the thing that works with a Chrono. Long are the days if we just do this with the Skywrath Mage. Now we toss trees. You have Thompson who can do insane amounts of damage. You've got Enchantress who can make the most of that control area too, with the impetus she can throw out. Like, there's just a lot of things that they can work with.
But I think there's something very clear in what you're saying too, is the absolute majority of the damage you're talking about is physical or physical based. Enchantress hits are physical attacks. You can get evasion against it as Terrorblade. The tree throw is physical. You get a lot of armor on Terrorblade naturally, and Void is more or less 100% physical damage too. So I think for the name of the game for OG here is play high tempo. I don't think trading farm and playing a slow game here is going to favor them in the long run. You're playing against Elder Titan late game, one of the stronger supports with the aura for a lot of damage, and of course, let's not forget the mid hero for EG also scales. It's a gyrocopter. They have plenty of in the way of late game with Bloodlust too.
And it's been one of the most popular heroes of TI9. We get our lanes up, so EG running the safe lane, the ET and the Terrorblade together.
No-Tail.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a lot of damage onto No-Tail, trying to back himself up. The Oracle has no real save. He went Fortune in to begin with, but into the trees. Only Tangos to bring his life back up again. And S4 copping the same kind of damage from Ana.
No-Tail used the Fortune's End to secure a range creep, and S4 immediately went for the Fire Blast into arrow combination with crit. Something I don't remember who on the on the panel mentioned this, that OG should probably look to get better lanes this time around. They're playing Oracle Void. This is also not a very strong lane. So once again, they're running the risk of getting pressured pretty hard in this Ana lane. Their mid lane is good though. Tiny is just a flat-out strong laner in general, and their other lane, Enchantress Shaker, is very strong. So
Speaking of Enchantress Shaker, they're really getting up in the face of Arteezy. Cly, he did the pull. That's why they're underneath the tower. Seb's trying to get as much damage in as possible. But Arteezy, they're trying to bait him in using the Metamorphosis. They've even fissure blocked him out from potentially getting some kills on creeps, and one of them including the range creep, and he still refused to use it. He's been holding it back. Another small thing is also the ward vision. Fly, he actually put a sentry ward down, which is able to block the camp up on the top, so there's no pull for OG to work with.
Yeah.
And that sentry ward is actually barely out of range of the observer ward that's watching the stacking from Fly. So just a fun vision game up on the north.
It's a pretty unusual play for Elder Titans to block a camp like this. But
Yeah.
he's too scared of the Enchantress pressure with the enchant spell, and for good reason. If Seb gets like a Satyr or a Centaur, there's play combos that could give a kill on the Arteezy Terrorblade, so this way he keeps him nice and safe.
Metamorphosis has now finally been burned from Arteezy.
Radiant are scanning.
Took until level 3, and he's got 2 points up in the Conjure image. So 7 T-Rex just holding back for the moment. Crit's waiting for the next attack. He's waiting for Sumail's homing missile to come while at bottom lane S4 and No-Tail held him there. There's stick charges from S4. He'll get back underneath the tower.
Close call.
And has managed to at least make Crit feel like he has to move off the lane. He found the illusion rune.
He's coming in with a salve as well, so S4 will be back in fighting shape, and No-Tail's out of mana. He has no resources left, so this lane now plays itself for EG. They might even get the kill here if they play it right.
Be faster about it. They're focusing down on Ana. He can always just time walk this off, and he's got those 4 stick charges. No-Tail's gone bush, Crit.
Yeah.
S4, here comes your level 2 Fire Blast out, while up on top. He does get away, but it's No-Tail stunned up into the tree line. They have the damage and they have the vision, and Ana actually being given the life from No-Tail. That's all he could do at the end of this. He has something to make Ana's lane work.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, he's not looking too hot down here right now. Both safe laners being punished. The Terrorblade's not having a free time. The Void is not having a free time. And that's where there's just a fundamental difference in these two carries. If Terrorblade's laning stage is bad, he's going to go jungle level 4. What's Void going to do? He has to lane. He's stuck down here. And he's playing with an Oracle who now hit level 3, so No-Tail is a lot stronger now than before with the 2 points in Purifying Flames. There is some kill potential.
Of how Sumail was inching for the rune, he doesn't get it. He was really hoping he would. It says a haste rune for Crit. 1/3 of his HP is up and running, but he's hoping to probably get the arrow against Topson if Sumail can just get a good homing missile off. But then again, Topson, he's saying run on top of Sumail with his own damage.
And Topson is playing this lane as expected. He's winning against Sumail. This is a very tiny favorite matchup in isolation early on. Just has way better base damage like was mentioned on the panel. But Sumail is still... He's still doing all right. Like he's getting denied for sure, which is the problem. Oh, Topson's gonna go for some damage here. I don't know about that, Topson. That's cutting it pretty close.
Sumail may just have the damage underneath the tower. Topson makes a break for the tree line. Sumail can't actually reach him. Topson doesn't have a mana for a toss away, but he's got Shrine in 10 seconds.
Yeah,
that'll work.
We'll get a bounty rune as well, unless Fly.
He's coming over.
There's actually no mana on the Tiny.
T-Rex has to stun him.
And
this will be mana on the Tunny now. Gets 3 bottle rune charges up. So Fly, they start with the Avalanche. Seb's moved over as well. And Fly, he can get 1 punch in. He ain't no 1-punch man.
He very clearly placed the No-Tail flag. Seb was staring him in the eyes when he died. Oh, man.
Get it in their minds. That's what OG likes to do.
Yeah, that's one thing you can't mute. You can't remove the flags.
Yeah, see, OG understand this. They just get around it. Ana and S4 really going hammer and tongs to the bottom lane. No-Tail will throw out the Fortune's End. Just
Radiant's middle tower.
giving S4 something to think about, but S4 has got 900 HP. You're not getting through this, Ogre.
It purges Bloodlust, though. It's a minor annoyance.
TC's got Metamorphosis again. No pressure into that top tower. Remember, there's no Tree of Protector in this game, but not a single point of damage has been done to that tier 1 tower on top. Chris trying to leap himself away. I see Topson moving over. He's already used his combination. The Observe Ward gives them all the information they need. Thompson, 2 seconds till tosses off cooldown. Crit leaps up a little bit further out. Now goes for a short range arrow. He doesn't have another leap available. Thompson has both Avalanche and Toss available. Yeah.
Thompson and he's dead. Tossin.
Nicely done, Tossin. Thanks, Tossin.
Uh-oh, Arteezy's in trouble too.
Yeah,
he's dead.
Jirax able to get the double stun. Fly couldn't do anything to help him out. The stomp was already used. Now Fly's moving into the tree lines. He'll go for another stomp, but Jirax just waits it out perfectly. This is that crisper kind of play you're expecting to come in from OG. They play their stun timings right, they get the chains right, and Ana gets the lead to body block S4 in the trees. You can slow him down once again. N0tail, this never-ending fortune's end over towards S4. The stun's at least on faces forward, so Ana won't keep this pressure up.
He's getting good farm though on the Void now. The start was a bit tough, he got pressured, but N0tail brought extra regen. Crit was roaming a little bit on the Mirana, which gave Ana more space, and now they might even kill S4 here.
Yeah, feeling very stranded with no Mirana to stay with him. The Priestess of the Moon is currently absent from the throne. S4, another nuke from Ana. Actually, a nuke from N0tail, and a bash from Ana will do the work.
Seb top.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Seb, he's low on life. The homing missile will come in and finish the job. Jirax tried to help out.
Toxin ran down Arteezy all the way to the tier 3 and killed him.
Really?
So this dynamic is really interesting because the Enchantress will not be chasing him, but the Tiny is one of those heroes that can quickly push in the mid lane and start making a move for the enemy jungle. And he can solo kill Terrorblade this early on. Terrorblade has no health.
He's also got no net worth. Just to throw up the net worth graph, you see him, he's fourth from the bottom, not even 2,000 to this Terrorblade's name. ES currently has more net worth on the support Jirax.
Thompson does not get the rune yet. It's bottom. He will probably try to run down and take this region after pushing out mid. He knows it's there and that there's nobody going to take it right now.
And he's going to send the illusion to deny it.
Yeah, and he sent his hero into the other side of the jungle. But now he's going to maybe get smoked out. Oh, if he dies again. This is so good scan from Dire. They realize it's happening.
They just follow the illusion. They put down the protection. Arteezy, he needs space. He needs time, and Thompson doesn't want to give him anything. They leave an observe ward back behind the tier 2 tower. Jirax is waiting on the hill. Arteezy be set upon on all sides. The courier's coming out to deliver the raid man. Hey guys, I think I know where he is. He's in the trees, but you'll lose the Enchantress while all that's going on. Crit's able to get him, while OG are looking the other way.
Seb got greedy, and Dofer and...
Oh, Thompson found him. Finally, they found him. Drop the nukes, drop the hammer. Arteezy. They want to stay on top of him.
He's not playing Dota right now.
Fly's also in trouble in the back lines. Jirax chased him into the trees. That top fight took its toll. Jirax just needs to hit him once, and Fly, Jukin, keep moving around the rock walls, around the trees, but Jirax has towed him. It has the reach, while Ana, he has the extra life. He's getting the hit time block over on S4. They'll toss him down, and they have the damage between the two cores.
It is looking spicy for OG right now. That is true. Their laning stage, I was skeptical in the start, especially about this bottom lane, but things are looking great right now, mainly because they're actually just...
Put the flag down, build a wall, and Arteezy can't cross it. Top lane, Seb's in real trouble in the middle of the call down. The attendants will not help him. The homing missile from Samel will wipe that smile off his face while Fly under the tier 2 tower. Jirax and Thompson once again comboing together. They're the Smash Brothers right now. S4 as well as Arteezy, the TP out. The stun space created, and Jirax will also leave.
OG are playing really, really good Dota right now.
And now the runes as well.
They have the perfect read on what they need to do in the game with this Tiny. I think Thompson is having a huge game impact right now. Even if he doesn't kill Arteezy, he's just ruining his game.
Look what he's doing. Ana has a double damage rune. He just wants to go onto Arteezy, but the Dire Observer Ward is scattered out the movement. So with the DD rune, he won't get the leap into Chronosphere that Ana was probably looking for.
We've been talking a lot about Arteezy having a hard game, but as far as EG goes, their other two cores are not looking too shabby. Gyrocopter almost top net worth. Ogre is ahead of the Enchantress.
Here we go again. Toss me!
Oh dear.
Don't tell the elf.
The worst thing, can you even blame him? They've like smoked him 2 or 3 times, and they have deep wards. They just keep running him down, and now Thompson.
This is his 6th kill. He's taken 50% of the kills for OG. Thompson. How fast can this guy be enabled? Phase boots up, move through the trees, another fissure block! Jirax, this is why on support, yes, he is one of the greatest.
Dire's top tower is under
And
attack.
Anna's taking the tier 1 tower to boot. Keep him out of lane. The Shadows will take EG. But what can the Shadows grant them? The Observer Ward, Thompson, he actually de-warded. He had the Radiant Sentry there. So now EG's even lost the vision. And they've got Jirax right behind him. They're ready to fight on bottom lane. The Radiant Sentry. It won't even matter. They've waited out the time. The Observe Ward. Did it see? It sees Sumail for a half moment as well as S4. Avalanche is out. The vision from Jirax. Over on 2. Call down for the right. Thompson, they're finally going to end the 3. It all goes to Sumail.
That's a lot of
They'll
gold.
back up the tier 1 tower. It is indeed. And that's the comeback mechanic.
600 gold, and now he's top net worth. And they're going to immediately smoke again. OG have no vision here, so they don't know this is happening. This is not the easiest smoke to predict, but if they want to cross the entire map, maybe it will be predicted. Okay, the top rune, Invis rune, they're not going to grab this.
I think they're looking for Rana, but
Maybe they will.
Jirax actually broke the smoke. He's already TPing over towards the shrine. He understands that something shady's happening.
Jirax saw the rune get taken here. I think this might blow this gank from OG. That
Anna.
S4 went and grabbed this rune. No, Anna.
He's still under ops. And now he's going to time walk into S4.
dead.
Multicast down, combines with the arrow, put him to sleep as well. Starfall finishes the job from Crit.
Jirax pinged it out. He said the rune's gone. And all of EG's heroes were missing, but Anna still stuck around to farm that camp. Bit greedy.
Probably felt he was safer having the Observe Ward in the lane, but man, as you said, like they would smoke up from the bottom lane and not just run directly at him.
And that's space for Arteezy. They've re-established some control in this top area, so Terrorblade gets to play a little bit now. He's still way behind par, of course, on this hero. But slowly recovering, and OG, they're going to keep up the pressure. They will keep playing fast. They have the same read that playing this slow and letting EG get space is not the way to go.
It's a great Observe Ward down. EG,
Thompson.
this is coming. A quick leap away from Triple. Creates space. Oka now going to go for his own son. Great Fisher. Coming in from Jirax. Actually trying to stop the arrow. And maybe a little bit too late. The call down. It's great from Smell. Playing from inside the tree with a black and a damage. Jirax has to run up high. Thompson, he'll have to save from No-Tail. Jirax won't be so lucky. Neither will S4. Both dying over on the opposite sides of the lane. And Thompson finally now back up to full health. Just tosses away the gyrocopter. Arteezy has arrived, but up against Seb. It's not the hero he wants to fight. But as EG do this chase, the Dire Observer Ward that OG ran out under is what helped them set up for this fight. But they're not finding anything else. 13-minute, 14-minute hand of minus in here from Anna. Meanwhile, on the northern side of the lane.
He was just, again, not involved. He's just farming. Farming. Keeps ramping up. A lot of the times, you would like your Void to at least use the chrono when it's off cooldown, and then you can go back to farming, but not even that.
Jirax, Fisher, actually, Sumail up on the high ground with the EG splitter. No-Tail has no save to this at all. Meanwhile, Anna, does he want to go for a solo kill on Arteezy? He's got no damage. He actually has nothing. Moonlight Shadow's been burnt, so they can all just walk away.
Oh, they're going to walk into Thompson.
Oh, but the avalanche, and now Anna, time for a chrono. He'll catch free for the Fisher. They're all off the other side. So Anna's only got one choice, that's to kill off Crit. And Seb actually came in from the side, looking for his own damage. And Jirax tossed in the Echo. He'll finish off S4. Seb won't actually die. The one charge just beats the homing missile to find the kill. Anna, time bomb, repairs the damage, but stays in the front line, trying to fight. Together. Avalanche and toss, fly. He's got enough life to survive. The creep never hit the deck. But Thompson's not done. You know he's never done.
Arcane Rune.
They're running for it. Up on, well, yep, nope. Arteezy never got close enough to the tier 1 tower to attack. Thompson's actually wrapping around the side, but all he'll find is illusions. Finally, that top tower takes some damage. But they're here for the bounties. They're here for the money.
And now Arteezy is catching up to Void. Would you believe it? He was so far behind, but this last sequence from EG is massive. They defend their tower. They have win probability 2-1. It's a good Terrorblade game. What can I say? They've been shutting him down as hard as they could, but one misstep, one overextension, and that Fissure chrono play, it just failed. They were just not in the right position with their heroes. Seb, is he just gonna... Okay, he's gonna get arrowed, but not get comboed down. They will get the deny on this mid tower, most likely.
It's a fantastic observer and sentry down from EG. They actually saw Thompson coming in with the blink dagger, so the reveal was actually found by the observer ward. But you do have this double jump, and this feels like a way that OG can just battle those 2-1 odds.
We need to see a lot more action out of Thompson. I think he's playing an integral role right now in the game. His one overextension, second overextension, he got saved by OG, by No-Tail, but you've got to be on your toes. Sitting back is not the play right now still.
But it still feels like he's waiting for Ana to be ready. Like, yeah, you got to be fighting, you got to be looking for kills, but how long until Ana will actually come into these fights? How long until they look for the combination arrow? Thompson's in the trees, he's fine.
Well, got rid of the siege creep, just saving some HP on the tower.
Jirax is going to get his blink dagger on bottom lane as well.
They want to kill Sumail. He's such a huge kill. He's 7-0. They know this kill streak is extremely valuable, and he's going to bite. But
wait for
I
it.
feel confident.
You've got Crit right behind. Ana, Moonlight Shadow instantly burned. The second Thompson jumped out the tree lines, they went for it, and Crit, he's stalking him into the tree.
Oh,
the TP
no.
begins. Oh! Wide ball!
Didn't you see him blink? Oh, he thought he quelling through?
Uh-huh.
Well, he doesn't have a quelling blink. Oh, I don't know what that was. All right. Probably, yeah, he overthought it perhaps, or thought the blink dagger was still ready. Whatever it was, he got out mid lane. We're going to have a sleep, but they're not going to be able to combo.
2-point Nature's Intendants and 3 points Untouchable. Seth's going to stick around and attempt to denial? Fly? I like that from Seth. He waited it out, and Fly, he's going to get punished. Looking for that denial. S4 going to go for his own son onto Thompson, but the Fisher is there from Jirax. But they can't keep the pressure up just yet. The call down from Sumail, creating more space for the Ogre. Seb's willing to run into it, but for how long? And now the toss, Tiny pulling back S4. Arrow flies forward. It hits on the enchant, but he's protected. And Thompson, he'll actually have the extra life through the false promise. The flat cannon from Sumail, as much damage as he can. They'll stun him up. And now, maybe with the impetus, they have enough damage. Thompson, he just missed the toss back. And the extra stun for Jirax. He'll bring in his blink dagger. He'll get the echo set. Everything kills. Still can't kill it. Sumail, we're about to be split in twine. Pulling back Thompson, snapping down Seb. They're slow for the moment. Ana, he'll get the chrono. It's over on S4. That's how they began this. Thompson's keeping Crit out of this fight. Jirax can't get it close enough. Finally, they bring down the Ogre. But it costs so much.
Oh, they're spellcasting. They can't be happy with that. OG. Thompson blinks and tries to get the toss on Gyro. Doesn't get it. Second attempt. He tosses out the Shaker. I think. Wasn't that what he did? I think that's what he did. That was really chaotic, but it looked like he tossed out the Shaker.
We can look at it again in a second. He's looking for another jump. Avalanche toss combination combining with a double damage rune. Thompson able just to get the kill onto Fly. He gets something back here, but yeah, having another look at that fight and seeing the series of events, it definitely feels like such a hard run for OG, but hey, they were down to 33% win odds, right? It's going to be hard no matter what.
They climbed up a bit. It's looking better and spicy. Crit will, however, be getting the Spirit Vessel now. It's going to help them have options. So here you go. There's the Enchant Echo combo. There it is. He tosses him out. They both get slept. The splitter comes down the middle. Fortunately for OG, Terrorblade is not useful right now when it comes to fighting, so they don't get punished harder than that because it's only the 4 heroes, but more space for Arteezy. He is still gaining in this game, and Sumail staying alive is really, really big for them. He's such a valuable kill. They get the Ogre, it's something, but he's actually lower net worth than his Mirana now. S4 still aiming for a 20-minute Midas.
Oh, they're so close, they can smell it. Sumail wants the kill on bottom lane. It was nighttime, that's why they didn't see No-Tail. The protection is there, and he'll have to use his own ultimate, the false promise, trying to escape from this illusion. He's not getting the time to actually heal up in the tree line.
Jirax?
We'll be fine anyway. Yeah?
Looked like Crit might want to try to chase him there. Sumail's going to see him.
Hey, no, there's a
He
tree, man. There's a tree.
He didn't see him.
Oh, now he'll see him.
Told you he was going to see him.
But Blink Dagger's off cooldown. He'll blink over, but hey, Crit's over here. And so is No-Tail. Sumail, if he wants to try and chase this, there's a lot of help, but Seb hit by that long stun duration of Crit. Sora coming, but still wanting to play catch.
Send a lot of defensive heroes here to keep Shaker safe. They do manage. But that's about all to come out from that.
This has to be the slowest Midas for an Ogre I've seen.
It's very slow. Oh, Arteezy, this will be a huge kill for Thompson.
He would love it. Avalanche, toss, he's got a lot of damage, but not enough.
Oh, no, that's even worse.
Thompson's down for the cannon.
Arteezy knew his limits. You saw Thompson wasn't completely convinced if he could kill him, so he started hitting him first before going for the Avatos combo to get him low enough. But even then, it was still not enough. Arteezy with the strength.
Oh,
that's so bad news for them. Arteezy got the kill on Thompson. That's another 425 gold. He almost has BKB now. These 2 kills in mid lane, Sumail. They're progressing so well in the game. And all of this while, again, Chrono is ready. How many Chronos have they used this game? Like 1? 2?
Yeah, 1, 2, 2. I got
Maybe
2.
2.
Mid lane and like north of Roshan. I think was the 2 I remember.
This is a 21-minute game where Ana actually had a pretty good laning stage. We thought it was going to be harder than it was. And I think OG kind of need him if they make moves. The logic that they're playing the Void with just staying out of fights and farming a lot, he is a hard carry, but you have to consider what you're giving away by doing this. This is the time that your lineup is supposed to peak, where you're the ones who are supposed to make the moves. And I'm fine with him AFK farming when Chrono's on cooldown. Absolutely. I don't think he should be looking for fights with time dilation and only that and the time walk, but
yeah,
his team needs him right now.
Meanwhile, EG continues to farm some males. Got Aghanim Scepter, the Maelstrom's coming out in the courier. A full BKB has now arrived for the Terrorblade. Seb trying to go on to S4. That hand of Midas, well, at least he got it off before he died, but S4 is down once again. Moonlion Shadow from EG did not arrive in time. And Thompson just once more walking up blindly uphill. But Sumail will be ready to fight. This courier still hasn't brought his items to him, but they won't care if Thompson, Avalanche, Thompson's got so much damage. Help is there from Nortel. Thompson just needs to get the hell out of the air. And now they're taking Chrono. They got so much damage. The control will actually hold in the ES, but you won't care if you've got the kill first. Not easy. Then to Chris, time dilate. Sumail's got no movement speed. 4 heroes from EG topple like dominoes.
There we go. That's the big fight from OG that they were waiting for. Awesome echo from Jerax, and you just see the follow through. Void was involved this time, gets an easy double kill with the Chrono, and Seb ends the streak of the Gyro, getting 800 gold, closing in on his BKB. And Arteezy had BKB there. He just didn't get it off.
Yep.
He got surprised by the stuns, got blown up. All that magic damage from the Shaker currently is enough. Later on it will be harder, but for now it gets the job done.
Probably thought he had the full advantage, and this is danger zone for EG. The items will start to roll in. You said, like, you look towards the BKB for the Enchantress, but I'm looking towards the Aghanim Scepter of Thompson. What happens when this Chrono starts to be amplified more than just Anand's Mjolnir attack? He's going for his own BKB too.
Yep.
Jirax will get a 4-star. Nortel is looking for urn charges. It's the next items on the wish list, but EG just want to kill them all. They'll smoke up all together.
No Echo. This is the time to take a good fight. They have Metamorphosis as well. They might just force Rogue.
They're going to go Roshan. Do they break the smoke though? Nortel's just a little bit too far away, so they slip inside the pit. And OG's been checking for a while.
Oh man, they die so fast.
Roshan's at 50%.
Side gunner.
EG Spirit's down. It's walking out. That may be enough from Seb, but it's already done. EG under the cover of the Moonlight Shadow will walk out of the Roche pit with the Aghanim Scepter. Aegis, the Immortal Gyrocopter, ready to fight.
That's a great play call. All right, OG, you've got a good team fight with your ultimates. Now we're going to get something for free. And I think OG, if they knew that this Roche was happening, I don't even know if they would have come there. I think that fight is extremely hard to take. You're fighting against Elder Titan in the pit. There's a Mirana that can arrow you from all angles, and you don't have your big spells to kill the Terrorblade with.
So now EG have to smoke and go again. That's kind of like their choice, but I'm not seeing a smoke on anyone from EG.
I think they want to chill until Terrorblade has meta again. Oh, Terrorblade's getting jumped.
That's not what they want. After the arrow flies forward, it does actually control.
I got Thunder.
It can be free. Thunder is out. Nortel's still offering that protection for the Tiny. The ET stop is out, and there's nothing much he can do. Tiny just has to sleep through this battle, and he'll snap down as the protection is now worn off. EG move from one target to the next. Seb can't do much here, but Anna, he can. Chrono's off cooldown. He's beaten the crap out of the Ogre. That's a lot of crap to get. Arrow. Space created. The stun won't last long enough. Anna, gone disco with the sparkly shields, able just to bounce it off with the proc to get the kill on S4.
Terrorblade couldn't rejoin, and I think OG, all things considered there, with the kill failing to begin with, getting Sunder off on the Terrorblade, they'll take that 1-for-1 trade. That could have gotten way worse.
And still having Echo, still having Chrono, and again, he's on the Jirax. He's ready to jump! He put him to sleep! Sumail will claim the double kill! Anna felt like the bait, but Jirax was not ready for those Z's.
So much damage, and that time there was no Oracle save. Didn't have the false promise, it was on cooldown, and Ana farmed up aggressively and got punished. EG are fast. They're really quick to exploit openings in this game. And while their lead might not be that big in terms of the net worth, you have this feeling that their game plan is just progressing nicely from these extra little picks they find here and there. The Terrorblade starting to get some more health. Sanjin Yasha completed now on Arteezy.
He's got to farm and get the hell out of here. Blinks into the tree, starts his TP. They're ping exactly where he is, but no one can reach him. I'm loving this bottle swap over. Yeah, give him the arcane, get the push going.
Yep, meta ready in 5, so you imagine they're still looking for that Tiny. They really didn't think he had a TP.
Fun item for the Ogre. No auras for this Ogre. Blink, dagger, hand of Midas. And fly. Yeah, give it some scream. Anna, all right, yep, that happened.
Radiant's bottom.
I've seen that look on someone's face before. It's the oh fuck face.
Didn't seem to give that many Fs.
No. I mean,
like we'll just get back to it again, right? Like, hey, next combo. That's the way to go.
OG's spirit has been seemingly unbreakable. But if this continues, they might lose a series 2-0, and then we'll see how unbreakable it will be in the lower bracket. But the game, they need to look for a fight. They have all their spells. Chrono's up. Tiny combo's up. Unless they want to wait for another key item. Oh, no, he got jumped.
He's going to get outrode. Thompson continues to walk within vision and continues to get picked off. He was like 8-1 at one point. Now he's 11-4. That's not the same momentum-style graph that OG was looking for out of Thompson.
And it's a big kill. Arteezy has the Arcane Rune pop with the meta, so they will definitely be looking to do some damage to this mid-tier 2 tower. Still with the Aegis in hand on Sumail. Scouting Arrow will not find anything, but don't think OG are interested in trying to defend this.
No, they actually need 200 gold. Anna is trying to farm it up inside the jungle to get his BKB. Now it's 100 gold, so Time Walk over. Oh, that's not helping. He doesn't have a Quelling Blade. He actually has to wait out his next Time Walk time. But it's okay. EG's only going to take the tier 2 tower in the meantime. But don't worry, no one saw it now.
I wonder what Arteezy's going next. If he wants to go Scotty or if he wants to go Butterfly. Because both of the items give him really, really good HP in this game. The Butterfly giving the evasion against both the Enchantress Impetus, against the Void, and of course against the tiny tree throw, the agility armor still adds up. And he will go Butter over the Scotty. Favors the... Feels like it's overall tankiness. I feel like it's comparable in this game. I think a Scotty and a Butterfly will give roughly... Maybe the Butter will even give him more health against these heroes. And Treads switch onto Strength. You'll have about 2.2k health when the Butterfly arrives later.
You could normally say, like, hey, why not both? But if OG get one good fight, he may not have that option for the second.
It's true. OG's line... OG are absolutely not out of it yet. It's not like this game is over.
You got Tiny beating the crap out of a tier 2 towers. No one's here from EG to fight this. Anna will come in to help out as well with the BKB completed. The combo's up from OG. EG does have to give it some level of respect.
The thing OG need to make sure of is that they find a way of combining their Shaker and Void effectively. One of the weaknesses of this pairing is that to an extent they do the same thing in the fight. Shaker wants to blink Echo and stun lockdown people. Void wants to blink Chrono or jump in Chrono and do the same thing. But they can't do it on top of each other. It needs to be delayed. And if they get the idea at the same time, it can be a disaster. If they layer it perfectly, it's super nice. So... got to pay good attention to how the fights start off.
And this is a lot of patience from EG on the top lane. How long do they hold this? No one's coming to defend the tier 1 tower. All right, maybe we should push it. EG, yep, 30-minute bounty runes. Split it half and half, and another arcane rune. This is bread and butter for Terrorblades. And Anna, well, maybe he has to Chrono to actually save it. The Fissure holds him out. The 4-star pushes him away.
Jerax
really are trying to hold it. Thompson jumps in for the avalanche on combo. Arteezy gonna go in for the BKB. The cooldown's coming as well. They have to make sure he doesn't get the Sunrock set. Has the high ground BKB protection. 3-man Chrono. Murata's the only one that missed out on it. But they take out the mount. He's number 1. Terrorblade number 2. The Fissure. The control from Jerax is perfect. This time we're layering it like a cake. Moving towards S4. The detection was already out. Maybe with the Bastion, they have another dust available. Down he goes. OG, they're dangerous. They bite. Oh, Jerax. No! Oh, he caught him in a tree. Well, you're in a bit of a pickle. Leap away. Well, maybe the pickle off the burger. Tree toss going to be off target. Crit juice, really. He's moving around the trees. Thompson, where is he? Into the side. You can get yourself a buyback all you want. Thompson, he's volleying for the wrong direction. Crit's up north, but they're pushing the mid tower while all this is going on. Grim is just playing around the side, but Anna OG, they're used to entering this base around the 20-minute mark, but they'll still do it at 31.
And remember, what set all of this off was an arcane rune. Arteezy wanted that rune to get the metamorphosis efficiency, and it ended up setting up OG for a perfect team fight. Top played around the rune well, and they're going to be rewarded handsomely. They get a full lane of racks from this, it looks like.
It looks like it.
And then they can just back off, reset, and buy their items. No, they're not going to complete the racks. This might be defendable.
Jirax just buys a little bit of space. Blink forward, S4 going after Jirax. There is, well, Chronos now off cooldown.
And they did get the full lane. They didn't stop the siege creep from attacking, so S4 went for the aggressive stun.
Look at the money as well. MKB got completed already. Do you still go Arteezy in for the butterfly?
I think he might want to change his plan now and go Scotty. I think now it's
I don't think he's
better.
seen it though. Like in the quick buy, he still has butterfly. Is he going to buy the Eagle Song as he walks past? Yes, he is.
Okay.
So they didn't get the information on Ana.
He doesn't have buyback now. That's bold.
They need to keep these lanes pushed out and buy Arteezy the time to farm.
Look at the swing and win expectancy we've just had on that XP graph over the last 5 minutes. OG have swung this game by almost 50%, from EG having about almost 80. So now OG have about 60.
So all these combinations starting to arrive for OG. Gives you confidence going into the team fights as long as they're off cooldown. But I gotta say, man, I'm loving this Jirax ES more than I was loving the ES in the first game. He is just being everywhere. He feels sacrificial, but he's never properly sacrificed. Just able to live, chain stun perfectly. Scouting arrow won't find anybody. And actually, let's see for a moment, no tell.
That's a big thing about this this combo from OG. When you say, like, he has all these good chain stuns, they don't have a save in EG's lineup. OG, they have the Oracle ulti to save people that get in trouble. EG, however, if Arteezy gets caught in Chrono, the only save that they have for him is trying to stomp some heroes on the enemy team, but you're not stomping this BKB Void, and you're not stomping the BKB Ent, so who are you going to stop? Like, these are the guys killing him right now.
Need some Ghostbusters. Hurricane Plank totally done on the Enchantress. EG, they're smoking up to move out. This could just be a ward mission. They do have two of them on fly. They need to get planted as we look towards the Roshan counter. He will respawn in 30 seconds. Ana is already having a peak time walking into the pit. Smoke wall breaks, sentries down. But it's the observer ward behind them that's giving the information for OG. Up on the hillside.
Oh, the smoke.
Oh, the observer and sentries both being planted at the same time. Jump in! Ooh, Ana, he was baiting out the Moonlight Shadow. He started the Chronosphere, but then he brings the arms back down again. They still see Fly under the observer and sentry. He gets out of range of the sentry, however. And Jirax, that probably wasn't the order he meant to do that in. But now he can see Fly, but he won't go it. Remember, Roshan's the target. They can't expend these huge abilities on anything other than EG heroes.
Really nice dodge from EG. I think Ana's smoke got broken by the Ogre, I think it was, and he blinked away instantly, and Ana tried to chase and find something, but couldn't get it, so not fruitful there from OG, but they get control of the area, which also has value. With Roshan up, if EG want to try to get there, they have quite a ways to run. They have the smokes ready. They have plenty of them, in fact, 3 of them on fly.
But there's so much damage on Ana, they're going to get through it before EG will arrive. Having both MKB and the Mjolnir. Seb's helping him out by tanking it through, so there's not taking any damage back.
Perfect position from Thompson. He's going to break smoke here.
They'll get rid of the observer wall. That's going to get information, and now he just starts the tree toss, trying to almost bait out some kind of ability in the trees. Creating space. Aegis is picked up. It is in the hands of Ana, and they'll pass the cheese over to Thompson. He has the Crystallis available too. So this tree toss, just this volley. It's on Federer level right now.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
And now you've got to be really, really careful as EG. The push will be coming eventually. I think a lot of pressure right now is on Fly's shoulders. Hit a good good stomp, get a good splitter off. They will need every bit of damage they can get.
They're buying up. I'm wondering if the courier can make the trek, and if Samel will want to expend the money. He can buy a Satanic right now.
BKB on Ogre. This is very unusual build from S4. But it feels like if he isn't getting chain stunned, he can perhaps provide like a pseudo save for Arteezy by just going in and stunning people.
Where are actually any of their auras? This could be one of the few games that we don't see. Even if Vlad's picked up, like, there's nothing from EG.
And that's bad news for Terrorblade. He loves to have Vlads in his team.
The best thing is a Ring of Basilius. That's it.
Crit prioritizing getting a Solar Crest. Think it's a better choice than a Vlad's 2. You need to protect that one key guy that gets hit in the chrono. With Solar Crest, that can make the difference between life and death.
TP's coming towards the top.
There's still a bounty rune up here.
36.5 minutes in, Crit's going to show himself, and G-Rex is instantly going to jump if he feels it's real, and he feels it strongly. The fissure, the stun, a quick lethal wait. Maybe there's a control. Mirana nuked down into the trees once again. Crit trying to use the Ana spot into Moonlight Shadow. He just has to wait it out. The stop is just out of range. Crit once again, he gets visible only because of the lethal wait, and now G-Rex, he gets the slam down at the end. Was not there.
Crit was scared he was going to get caught. G-Rex with the gem just needs to get in range. And they get him. Good read from OG, sending up these two heroes here, expecting that somebody will go and push the lane out, and they are right.
Tower has fallen.
EG just trapped in the base for now. OG looking for the killer blow. Nothing but illusions to push out the lanes. Tiny trying to find trees to work with. All Ana needs to do is get that nice chronosphere. With Thompson on the tree line, Ana, multicast is arriving from S4. Ana starts to drop low, can't really time walk off a lot of that damage, but hey, Seb is there to attend to his wounds. The real mercy. Wrong game.
Yep. I agree.
Tier 3 tower's being beaten down. Here we go again. Long stun on the arrow. Ana, remember, he's got the Aegis Immortal. But it's the low cooldown abilities. Fly getting smacked in the ball. Thompson! Oh! That tree had thistles.
Dyer's
Buyback has to arrive. The melee Rex is going to fall. Ana's still waiting for the right chronosphere time. Arteezy playing on the edge. At least he has to dodge some of the damage. Here's your jump forward in time.
Oh, he got two
Twice
masters.
and now into the chronosphere. They hold him. They toss him down. And Zemail needs to do some work. Buyback developed from Arteezy. It's now or never. The arrow, he'll connect. Thompson still just having to stand there in the middle of the ET splitter. Ana's jumped himself back again. But Arteezy, he's here to fight. Thompson, he's there to be safe. They're trying to get up the hill. The stun is actually able to get Thompson down on the hillside. He actually TP'd out in front of Arteezy on Arteezy's home. They didn't take the racks though. The melee racks dropped to 200, is now regenning up.
But that was a really expensive hold. They had to buy back their Terrorblade, Gyro, and Elder Titan just to defend. They didn't even get a good fight out of it. They killed the Oracle.
Yeah, that was it.
It's like the worst trade in the history of trade deals. Maybe ever. That's really bad.
Someone get them a new negotiator.
Yeah, OG are feeling very comfortable right now in this game. And the primary problem is that Arteezy actually, they don't have a really good frontliner, right? You want somebody that goes in first, starts the fight so that Arteezy and Sumail don't get targeted, but the only guy you can really do it with is Ogre. But he's not tanky enough to feel like he can do it. If he blinks BKBs and goes in, he's just gonna get focused. And there's the damage with the tree volley. Jesus Christ.
Same one that killed Fly. This one almost kills S4. He'd be dreaming of having that plus 40 strength. He's a quarter of a level away from it. But even then, I don't know if it'll help. The damage just seems to get stronger and stronger from OG. Aegis will be reclaimed, but now Void has a Lincoln Spear as well. And he's going for an Aghanim Scepter build on the Void. Many chronos as they can get every minute.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Here we go again.
Yep.
Lincoln's popped.
But where's the opening?
OG want to go because there's no Metamorphosis. So they feel like EG can't take this fight. And so far they're right. They even have the save.
EG's going to smoke up, however.
Radiant.
What do they do? You want to wrap around the back? Smoke's already breaking on Sumail. Says the one on the front line. He's got BKB. He knows he can just be that attractor. Who wants to come in from EG? The melee barracks doesn't really stand a chance. Another sleep. This one's over on faces forward. Ogre jumping into the back lines. Ana instantly jumps back out to help his teammates. The BKB Ogre. It was a good distraction, but EG, what can they really get out of it? A call down on top of the ramp. Set moves forward, but here comes Ana going on top of Arteezy. Where's the opening still? Fly's going down. He just cannot take this Bartle bite. And now the jump in from in the corner. Toss them down. Thompson. And maybe they go a little bit more. G-Rex controlling Sumail on the back line. There's no more BKBs. There's no more real Titanic to work with. And Arteezy solo and But the scenario is slightly different this time around. Still objectives to take. And EG still want to try and fight. Fly jumping into the multicast. Anna once again saved. The false promise is there. Notar will sacrifice himself, or will it even be a sacrifice? Samel can't get the kills. Thompson, he starts the toss up. And that's GG. We will have a remake of the TI9 semi-final 2 going to a game 3, a decider for OG and EG.
What a great game from OG. It looked relatively grim at one point. We were starting to consider if they were going to falter in this game, but they came online with their Void. They joined the team fights. They got a couple of really good ones. I think in this game, compared to game 1, just night and day with Thompson, finding tons of kills in the early game, keeping OG basically kind of even by doing that. They never really got far ahead early on in the game, but
OG's turn to pick.
The player's his ability to just like go insane. He makes your opponents look like pub opponents, is what it seems like. And he was able to do that last game. He got 3 kills like Tsunami showed within a matter of 1 minute. It was insane to watch. Can he do that again without Tiny? Like, what's the hero substitute that would solve that?
That's why I said
Does he
Monkey
need
King.
to do it? Monkey King is definitely one of those heroes that he does it with, but can you beat a Tiny in lane with
5
Monkey King?
seconds remaining.
I guess he has no armor at level 1. It could work.
I used to see the matchup actually a lot last year, and it was like pretty back and forth. I think the Monkey King won most of those though.
Okay.
But it's also the mid game is like concerning too, because you can also just get burst down.
And there's a roaming Mirana.
And there's
that
gonna be a
combo.
roaming.
Yeah, the Ava toss into an arrow can be very devastating.
Yeah.
Is this going to be Thompson Invoker again?
This is probably flex pick, right? I think it can still be Jarax's hero for sure. I think you leave it open until you see what lane you're against for sure in the mid lane. And I think when you have the Enchantress, it allows you the luxury of actually being able to go for a little bit more of a greedy 4 position, because Enchantress just
5
Enchantress
seconds
has a pretty good lane.
So you can put a weaker hero with her, and
Yeah.
then it'll transition into late game well, and the laning stage won't be terrible, right?
Yeah. And like Enchantress, like I talked about, game 2 needs some AoE teamfight control, and Invoker provides that
Evil
on
geniuses
position
turn to
4. So
battle.
it can be a position 4.
I'm actually going to ban the SD, finally. Wasn't being banned
Yeah.
out in the last 2 games, but this time I guess because they do have that Mirana, and they're not maybe wanting to have a save this time around, because last time, right, they saved that Oracle for last pick to save versus the combo.
Yeah, that's right. Basis Void was integral for OG in the late game and the mid game.
Yeah.
He ate a lot of arrows, maybe a good thing, but yeah, not going to have that this game. So it's going to be a lot harder for OG to set up guaranteed teamfight wins later on.
Yeah, Void and Invoker is such a devastating combo together. Void Chrono into Cataclysm in the late game is pretty devastating, so I think they're just taking that out.
I love seeing, TI is so great because you always like do the full circle, go back to like either super carries getting picked up like anti-mage, or it's just like the massive team fight lineups that just constantly are battling. Like you were mentioning in the last game, we had 50-something kills in the 40-minute mark, or even more than that, something like that. It's just non-stop aggression, non-stop fighting, non-stop trying to take these battles. And usually the team with the better team fight at the TI main stage ends up having an easier time, at least at executing.
It just really helps when you have a hero that can grasp win. Like, you know where they are, you see them, you can jump in, hard disable them, guarantee kills. That makes a huge difference. It really helped against the Terrorblade, especially. Once you Chronosphere him, you're like, okay, if you don't have a save, you're dead, period. It makes the game a lot easier.
Especially for these teams too. I think EG, OG, compared to like these Chinese teams, they really love to fight early and just like spill a lot of blood.
Evil geniuses.
We'll see if they can do the same thing. Centaur banned now. Mobile hero, burst damage, has a pretty good time getting his team on top of the enemy team. So maybe they're worried about the carry versus offlane matchup. What do you guys think?
It can be a setup for the either Sanking or Centaur, and EG doesn't have ET this time around, so Centaur ban does make a bit of sense.
So you think Sanking's not as bad now because the ET's not there?
Yeah, it's definitely worse because Sanking Mirana, the dual combo, yes, the damage is there, but it's too like one-dimensional, the damage. Like, it's bad against BKBs, it's gonna fall off eventually because the damage is linear. It doesn't scale well.
Then over the CM that they used in the first game, I think this is also just dictating that they want to play really aggressive like they did with the CM last time.
Yeah.
Allows everyone to just be constantly on the map more, because you always have that aura, you can always keep pushing out lanes, you can always keep playing aggressive, and you can even threaten an aggro tri-lane, as we saw them do with that CM in the first series, or in the first game.
It's a good form of damage from position 5 towards the Enchantress too, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. Our freezing field, her ultimate was really useful in a lot of cases against the PA
5
as well.
seconds remaining.
So
Lifestealer looks like a pretty decent hero for OG here.
yeah, I believe it got banned second phase in the first game in
Yeah.
a similar situation.
Feels good versus all these just like high magic damage. Tiny is, sure you have high armor, but very high HP hero that Lifestealer really enjoys playing versus.
Yeah, the only time it's good versus Tiny, or for Tiny, is when he gets his Ags and you can do like ranged heavy physical damage.
Could be a carry that OG could be looking at here, but I don't know if they'll pick it in the third. They might save it.
I mean, technically, they could have 0 supports on the board right now, a little bit abnormal.
True.
Anything else really good? Ogre is still in the pool.
Juggernaut looks okay for OG as well.
Which hero?
Juggernaut.
Oh, okay. Yeah, similar as the Lifestealer.
Wow. With
Rubik.
with this Rubik pick, it seems like it's an Invoker mid, right?
Yeah, that's what you'd think. And this is actually cool. We saw now what? The LGD series, I've been seeing a lot of teams actually picking the Rubik versus the Mirana now, just because you're likely to get a pretty damn good steal. Like, everything is good. Leap is probably like your worst one, and it's a triple away to either get in or get out as a Rubik, which isn't bad to have. Arrow is a great spell because you're going to get the extra duration. Starstorm as well, you get the amplification. I've really actually been liking that Rubik pick a lot that I've been seeing from teams today, versus that Mirana in particular.
Yeah, it's against CM too, which is another, like, it feels really great playing Rubik against CM. Order spurs are pretty nice. And you kind of can't ulti against Rubik because Rubik's CM ulti is so much stronger than your ulti.
Yeah.
And even if he stuns somebody else, he can still possibly throw them into her, interrupt her ultimate.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was a really good Rubik pick, but I'm kind of afraid for this Invokers game. Like we saw in the game one, I feel like Mirana can roam to mid. Meanwhile, like Rubik cannot kind of roam to mid to kill the Tiny. And Tiny versus Invoker matchup in general, Tiny seems to have the upper edge. And we don't even know if it's I guess it's a Tiny mid. Like, it should be a Mirana for Tiny mid.
Yeah, that's what that's probably the more than likely.
Yeah.
We know Sumail loves to play Tiny as well, as we saw last year, of course, when he had the 30-something kills or whatever when he ran over the whole game.
It's like literally this match in this part of the bracket a year ago.
It's
he
the same
broke
heroes.
the all-time kill record for a single game. Got 30 kills. It was an insane match, and then Sumail still lost the match.
That was versus OG too, right?
Yeah.
And that was the one. That was the
thing.
damage mitigation draft where they had Spectre, Io, Centaur, and I remember he's just running around and then he tossed Arteezy into the tier 4s. Of course, that happened in that game.
Hey man, he got 30 kills. I do not care. You cannot say that one was Sumail's fault. He messes up once.
Ask BSJ about that. You know, he blames Sumail entirely for that game.
Really?
Yeah.
This pick's kind of throwing me off because it should be easy crit. Crit on Dark Willow is one of his favorite heroes. He's amazing at that hero too.
Yeah, wait a minute.
What about a 3 Mirana? I mean, really, Mirana could hypothetically lane in any situation.
That's true. I guess they could still do that 3 Mirana and then having this.
But 3 Mirana with a Willow, that seems too squishy. So I think it's a mid Mirana and Tiny offlane.
Okay.
That makes more sense.
That makes more sense, yeah.
Is it that squishy versus Rubik? I mean, Willow can get 2. You get Cursed Crown, toss that on a guy, that's an arrow. For sure. Plus Bramble Mace follow-up. Maybe kill potential. And crits, Dark Willow is excellent.
Yeah.
And Dark Willow has tons of magic damage. So
pretty
she's going to be able to kill the Enchantress. She's going to rush the Spirit Vessel. It kind of fits a lot of boxes. The only thing that's weird about it is it's going to force Mirana into a weird role, potentially. Not a non-standard for the current meta.
Geniuses turn.
And they're going to go for that Jug now, especially versus the Willow.
Yeah,
I think it's so good versus that hero.
Lifestealer was an option too, I think. But I think
what makes Jug better?
I think OG, they're the healing ward. They can just keep on there's 2 heroes. The Nature's Enchantress is here and Juggernaut healing ward. So they can just keep being on the map.
Turn to ban.
So I think the Jug is better versus the Willow overall because you can actually do something when she's inside of her realm. You can actually spin and do some damage as well. It's small, but it's something.
All right, last phase of bans here. Oracle banned out once again. They are anticipating the save hero. Any other save heroes?
10 seconds remain.
Do they need a save hero with the Jug carry?
5
He can kind of protect himself. There's no BKB piercing disables on EG at all right now, so that spin is going to be really useful for himself to protect them.
And one thing EG is actually really missing this game, unlike what they had last game, was they don't have a setup stun other than Tiny. So it's going to be really difficult for Mirana to get arrows unless it's like Dark Willow. Basically, it's a delayed stun. So
Frostbite. I mean, it's not amazing, and it doesn't usually come out like a laning phase, really. But I mean,
correct.
It's not an easier combo to hit.
Yeah, it's still
But when BKBs come out for OG, then they will have defensive options against EG's current. So they go for Sankings. That's their
5-position Enchantress, then, right?
Yeah, that makes
right. That's the no-tail Enchantress.
It's a very weird lane, but I always see no-tail pulling it off. The Enchantress and the Juggernaut lane. Usually Juggernaut wants some disable from position 5, so they have that nice disable into split combo, but let's see how no-tail pulls this off.
Yeah, he can also so he has also the Dispel as well versus the Willow. That can be kind of nice to. Actually, what am I talking about? Sorry.
other way around.
Yeah,
Can't dispel.
Just kidding.
It's okay. We all make mistakes.
It's been a long day.
Your mistake was way less egregious than mine was, so I'll let it go. It's gonna be okay.
I was like, what am I saying right now?
what is the carry hero needed for EG here?
I don't know.
Maybe-
That's a question you're supposed to answer.
Maybe it's Slark. I can see Slark being okay.
Arteezy Slark. Whoa.
Anti-mage.
This is what we said, right? The anti-mages, they trickle back into the TI meta. And he's versus that potentially what the core, I mean, not potentially, but the core invoker. So high mana pool.
But I don't think it's the strongest hero this game.
Why do you think they went for it?
Jungler's pretty good against anti-mage.
Yeah.
I think they went for it because it's really great against Zanking and the Rubik.
Like lane-wise, it'll be easy.
Lane-wise and game-wise. Lane-wise, I'm not so sure. Like he might have a tougher time, but I know like in-game it's gonna be pretty easy. But Jungler is pretty good against anti-mage.
All right, guys, that's the final draft here for this last upper bracket match. We've got a really good game ahead of us. Let's toss it over to Toby and Sind.
It is game 3, it's the decider, but who this time around will take the 2-1 and that winner's bracket position? OG and EG, interesting drafts once again. It's always interesting when you ban out a Magda and IO, but you're loving a nice little switch up from OG as far as the lane rolls go.
Yeah, they gave away the Enchantress again, and as the panel was talking about, this Enchantress, wait, they picked Sand This Enchantress has got to be support now, and that's why they picked the Anti-Mage. This is the worst match. I love playing Sand It's one of my favorite off-laners. I hate playing against Anti-Mage. It is so bad of a lane matchup, and that's a big part of the reason EG picked it here, is to force that matchup as well as it being good against the Invoker in the game. However, OG step it up a notch. They're like, okay, we need to solve this. You saw them in the booth. They were doing their math, and they've decided that they will put the Sand King position 4, and No Tail is playing 5 Rubik. That's how important it is for them to solve this problem. It was kind of a checkmate situation almost, but they got out of it. And now it's just a matter of, can they salvage the lanes? Can this work with this support duo? It's very unusual.
The panel was already saying, like, somehow No Tail makes the support work as well. Now making the support Rubik work. How do you try and lane this up then to make it actually happen? We've seen Seb do his work. Jirax was, in my mind, amazing in game 2 on that ES. He's still going to play the same team role, team stunner, team fight role that OG really need from him as well. But how do you still ensure that No Tail has a good game on this 5 Rubik?
Well, fortunately for him, he's laning with a strong carry in lane. Juggernaut is a pretty good laner, and there's no matchup in this that he totally can't deal with. So
it's not a combination, right? Like Rubik and Juggernaut together is spin and telekinesis grab. It's old, but it could still work.
But the problem with that is Rubik deals so little damage. That's the problem with that combo in the start. When Rubik hits level 3 and has 2 in Fate Bolt, sure. But if you compare it to something like Lich Jugger or Crystal Maiden Jugger, there's just way more in the way of damage from those 2 supports in the lane. So it's definitely a weaker version. But honestly, I just love it from OG that they're doing this, because I think it's a very creative and probably ideal solution to the problem that they have to solve. The question is if it's good enough. And it's also about what lanes they get. Because sure, you get the core Sand King out of the problem against Anti-Mage, but guess what? Support Sand King also hates facing Anti-Mage. So you still need to get the lanes right and go from there. And it looks like EG might have the right read in this game. They've put their tiny top so far.
And Anti-Mage is down on the bottom lane with Fly.
Yeah, they want the Anti-Mage to avoid the Ench. So that will mean Anti-Mage will not play against Sand King. So there's a bit of a win for both teams in that sense. Sand King will have a better time up here, but Anti-Mage will also be avoiding the Ench.
That was nice from Fly, right underneath the Juggernaut, grabs the rune. So it's 3 for 1 at the very beginning.
This aggro trialing from EG is very unorthodox, by the way. Crystal Maiden, Dark Willow, Anti-Mage aggro trialing.
It's like, you go for the Nova, then they have to navigate the Bramble at slow speed. Like, this can't last for long, can it?
Well, it's kind of good news for Ana, because he's good against this lane. But No Tail could have a very hard time, and the question is how much farm he's going to get. Oh, that's some really good damage into Ana already, actually. They're playing without a healing salve in that bottom lane.
Yeah. Bottom lane, they go ham. Samael's taking a lot of damage. S4's having a hard time walking away from Jirax on the top. Got a nice observe ward just on the other side of the trees, so they're able to see S4, any support that comes his way. Mainly the support from Fly.
He got 3 free hits in on Ana, just burning off the mana as fast as possible, so Ana has to dig into the mango to spin later, and then, that's
a great bramble.
That's some serious damage.
Is he going to spin? He hasn't left that thing up, and 6, 0. HP, Ana is down, Chris gets the reach.
He refused to skill spin because he feels like he needs healing or to sustain. And he TP's back down. He still hasn't put in his skill point and hasn't bought any extra regen. There's no salve still coming in. No-Tail had the gold for it. Honestly surprised that they didn't drop some regen and bring that with Ana's TP.
And now EG have the advantage. They're moving fly to the top lane.
8 for 3 against 1-0. That's a tri-lane well executed in the start.
Mid. The jump came in. Thompson and Samel. What a surprise, killing each other under the tier 1 tower. Samel gets the kill, so he'll get the XP.
Yeah, big winner there, Samel. He got more gold, and he got the experience. So he's going to feel good about that one.
Because that's just the way the mid lane gets to work when it's a 1-1 trade.
Sometimes the guy who gets the kill second is not as unfavored as Thompson was in that exchange, but...
It's actually hilarious how they start again. Thompson's back under the tier 1 tower, beating into Samel. They both have to start munching on tangos and dropping down a half-life bottom lane. Arteezy, he's going once again on Ana. Ana still holding the spin as Arteezy drops low. They just want to get some experience into them. While S4 enchanted up, buying G-Rank some time to attack, and he's body blocking S4, trying to buy more time for Seb to get damage in, but S4 will just salve this off.
In the meantime, bottom lane, they're out of regen. OG completely dry. Actually, never mind. Ana got a Tango pack left. But no salve still. No regen, no mana, no tail.
Get the bramble. Quintus, like, working with Arteezy, you burn up the mana, and then it's just easy harassment from range.
The good news for OG, though, is the top lane is going well. Sep has great farm. They're shutting down the Tiny nicely, as they should be, with the head start they had. But the other two lanes going well for EG. And this time around, Arteezy's not getting shut down. And the way they've been playing this series so far, I think you can consider this an early lead for them. That is what they want. Anti-Mage to have a beginning that he can work with. Is that a healing? That's a Ring of Health flying out? No, it's a Wraith Band and some more regen for Arteezy. So he can keep on the pressure.
Just love it. Even the Fort was used. I think that was actually so the tree toss from S4 wouldn't get the kill on the range creep on top lane. They're really just trying to keep him down as much as possible, and they have. He's, as you said, he's 5 for 0. The lane's looking good, but bottom lane, Arteezy just gets more and more time to beat into him. And now another root blink forward from Arteezy. No-Tail navigating the brambles. He'll get the space, but he will not escape crit. Ana was trying to stand on top of him, I think, to make it a misclick from crit, but it won't work.
And I wonder how Ana's going to recover this time around. We saw in the Void game, the lane might have been a little bit hard, but he recovered nicely. This time around, it just feels harder. Their lane... This Rubik Jugger, how are they supposed to kill in this lane? It's an Anti-Mage and a Willow. Maybe you can get a lift on the Willow and toss it into a spin, but it's not enough damage, and the Anti-Mage is just flat out unkillable. Look at Willow just leaving Arteezy even to go into mid. They're trying to get Thompson, Brambles.
Yep, tornado. Oh, Thompson! He was standing almost smack bang in the middle of one of crit, and he just moves a little bit further north and dodges.
Nice movement from Thompson there. That could have absolutely been a kill.
And what does Ana and No-Tail do instantly? All right, well, it's time to do some damage towards Arteezy. Hopefully I get one crit, and he got one.
Oh, he got tossed up top. Sep got tossed into the tower.
Too deep.
Oh, no, he can't die here. That's real bad for OG's laning. That is such a big kill. Now Jerax might have to... He might have to yield on the bounty runes too. He has no enchantress to help him out, so OG will get 3 runes, or EG, sorry, will get 3 runes, maybe even 4. Samel.
He's moving over for it. That's a bottle charge too.
4 runes and a kill on the Ench. Seb was out of position and got tossed.
I like how Fly is not even grabbing it. He's waiting it out. Maybe he can even get some bottle charges if he wants to help out. Jirax waiting on the top lane. S4's nearby. They'll go for the Frost. Quick Mango. Anything they've got. Jirax is in bids for the moment. The tree toss, a little bit off target. Jirax able to dodge. But this is some time that's being wasted by Samaya looking for this kill. He'll take the catapult up on top, but Thompson's in recovery mode in mid, while this rotation doesn't net a kill.
Are EG going to swap their lanes so Tiny goes mid now, or... What's the plan here?
Like
leaving the lane empty like this is a bit odd.
I think they're trying to wait until S4 returns to the lane, and now the TP happens.
Now he's half a level behind Thompson, though.
Ana is getting forever rooted by crit on bottom lane. There's 1 Tango left. He'll have to consume the Mango in order to have enough to get the healing ward down, but how is he meant to be farming under here? And instantly taken care of by crit. There's no sustain at all. It's almost like there's no hope for Ana down here.
And Crit gets that extra mana coming in constantly from the Maiden Aura. He might be dying here, though, if No-Tail gets the lift. Jerax is in range. Not anymore now. He's going to wrap around.
It's like, which one's real? I need to choose. I prefer to get the kill over on Arteezy, but it seems impossible unless they have full control. Pick up, throw down. Oh no! The spell shield's leveled up at 4, and Arteezy just trades places with Jirax. And then into Bramble. Arteezy jumps forward. S4 survive with the avalanche. Crit. Level 2 in Shadow Realm has more than enough damage to pop Anna once more. His second death of the game.
That's going to be a Ring of Health for Arteezy now as well, coming in a sec. Going to be furthering his lead in this lane, making the harassment that bit harder.
I almost feel like Seb is taunting to try and get EG to come back to him.
Oh, I'm sure there. He's muted. Don't worry about it. There's no way. He's absolutely muted. So, Anti-Mage with the Ring of Health will be that bit harder to harass now for the Rubik. He's going to continue his farming down here in the bottom lane.
It really feels like Thompson's just had the last 3 minutes by himself in mid lane.
That's the biggest difference between this game and the other Invoker game, is that Thompson is having a much better time this time around, and we know what kind of tempo he can set for his team in this kind of games. But does he have targets? It's hard to kill Willow as Invoker. It's hard to kill the Anti-Mage as Invoker. It's hard to kill Mirana as Invoker. And even the tiny, the targets, it's easy to kill Maiden though. So that's nice.
It's almost like you need to pick up an Orchid in order to get the kills on these guys. So
I think he needs
counter you back.
He needs someone to combine with, but the best player for him to combine with is Sank.
Bottom lane,
yeah.
AMP, they just need to change the sun to make sure there's no blink away, and Arteezy. Spell Shield won't help you there.
4-man gank, the lift.
And instantly back into mid lane, he'll miss 1 melee creep. So efficient from Thompson's rotation, but EG's trying one of their own. Under their own Dire Observer. Seb, you've been taunting for a while. You've been asking EG to kill you, and well, you may get exactly what you wish for. Seb gets the 1 level up in attendance, stick charges, but he's got the Curse Crown on him. He can't walk this off, but TP's coming in from Rubik. Nortel will look to create the space, and Seb, well, he can walk it off. Even with his tree toss from S4, I don't think he's got enough damage, and even Nortel dewards the ops.
Thompson being super annoying mid. Arteezy doesn't have the Maiden Aura though, so we'll get mana for Blink a bit sooner. Has the stick charges if he really needs to blink.
Seb's just moving over. It's like, okay, well, Curse Crown me. Thompson's ready to fight. Thompson, in fact, please says, stun me too. S4 able to do it, but Jirax, he gets a double stun of his own. They get the telekinesis grab over on S4, but Jirax, he's focusing over on Crit, using that cold snap for the control. S4 now comes up as well up the hill, realizes OG owns this part of the map with the impetus. He actually gets the damage. He'll die from the fall. Jirax, not the perfect layer, but it'll still work nonetheless. Samel, Ben, burned out of mana. He's bottle charging up. Seb needs to give the attendance over towards Thompson. Now they can turn their attack over. Fly, he's arrived as well. Looking for that damage. Have they got enough? Samel has to leave distance to get away to safety. And Crit, he wants to turn around. Thompson, again, that Curse Crown. It's going to get the stun. The cross, it will not be enough life and sustain to keep Thompson alive. And Samel will quite happily take that kill.
Man, there's so much happening on the map right now. And guess who the biggest winner is, as it always is with OG? Anna was bottom the whole time. So much space being made for him. He's caught up. He's actually overtaken Arteezy now after that very difficult laning stage in the beginning. The 1 kill they got bottom, and then this move mid created a lot of time for him.
10-minute runes, here we go again. If you thought it was going to simmer down, Jirax will take the bounty to begin with. They're looking over towards Crit. Jirax looking to actually cut through. It's a level 3 burrow, so he's not in range. And the Shadow Realm being used to just protect Crit for the moment. And he'll slap an extra attack into Nortel for sure. Meanwhile, Thompson alone in mid lane.
Yep.
It feels like the old classic. As you said, like Anna gets space, but then when you go down to deal with Anna, you deal with another lane, then Thompson gets space. Like, which poison do you want to die to here? The only other choice is to kill them all. EMP Tornado from Thompson in mid. Crit. He's ready to move around to work here with Fly. Samel will take the damage. He's got the 1 charge with the Curse Crown, and Mocha's are walking out of here. He'll go invis, but it won't help him.
In the meantime, though, Arteezy is not getting a single creep. OG are putting their own pressure up top where Arteezy is playing. With the siege creep,
TP. Arteezy jumps in, untouchable. That takes a long time to get 1 attack into Seb. He'll move into the tree. The attendance is they're going to wear off right now. But Arteezy's blinked himself forward, so Seb is quite happy to do max damage to that anti-mage. A quick Curse Crown on Jirax. He's got Burrow Strike available, waits it out nicely, gets the stun through the Shadow Realm, and then dodges the arrow of Sumail a little late. And now that leads crit stranded. There's little to no damage he can do to get any kind of rebuttal, and the rest of his team has left him for dead.
I think the arrow wasn't ready, or Sumail would have definitely got that on the crown. Probably had a minor cooldown from the... Oh, did he even use it? I'm actually not sure. That was just...
On the ground. The arrow? It got thrown at the end, yeah.
Yeah, that was a guaranteed stun if he used it earlier, so maybe it was on cooldown there. S4 will be pressuring bottom while all this is happening. Yes.
And what does Seb do?
Seb's going to defend it for now. He just walks in.
That's fine. What are these creeps going to do? They'll swing their arms up in the air. For Detroit. A lovely city.
Damn it.
Oh, I got him before you.
Oh.
Hey.
My joke.
Hey, I got you with the Ghostbusters, man. I got you with the Ghostbusters.
Oh, I was not thinking about that.
Yeah. Does anyone even know what that song is, or are we just proving our age?
Everybody knows that.
Really hope so. Most people don't even know what Bonanza is.
TP top from S4. They want to try on Ana here. This kill is actually flat out impossible for these two heroes. He can spin CPR.
Yep. Problem with the Avalanche, never a permanent
He doesn't have a TP.
Oh, Shadow Realm will take out the healing ward. Jirax is nearby. You may have to Burrow Strike to create some space, or he's just like, okay, Hannah, I'm sorry, man. You can only slash if you want to, but you're dead.
Oh, I didn't click him to check if he had a TP before that. But EG very clearly did, and they ran him down. That is a huge kill. He was the richest hero on the map. This seems to happen once or twice in every game. Ana's just being left alone and will get killed once in a while. These kills are big.
I remember the analyst panel, they're talking about like the way OG plays, like, hey, we're up on the top lane, and it was always Seb who was kind of the one who was out too far. It's like, hey, come and kill me. How many heroes did it take from EG to kill off the Juggernaut? Yeah, he's worth a lot, but then you get heavy damage into the tier 1 towers. Seb, who was the number 1, they're giving more back into him, and he's going to try and return it in with a drums build early on. And just add that level of pressure. And meanwhile, Thompson also farming up. Straight into Spirit Vessel, no Hand of Midas on this Invoker.
And there's another big item coming up soon. This one is for EG though. It's going to be the dagger for S4 and 100 gold. Some really good targets for him in this game. A lot of the Radiant heroes don't have too much max health. The Rubik support dies very easily. The Invoker dies really easily. The Enchantress also dies easily if there's a little bit of follow-up. Speaking of Enchantress, they're actually, again, I mean, it's not happening.
No. There's more support coming in under the cover of smoke to both sides. Arteezy was being hunted, but Arteezy's game sense is tingling. And he just moves away and goes down to the Trinity camp we were talking about. I'm being invaded in my own jungle. The Observers and Sentries now being dewatered with bottom lane. Seb, yep.
Okay.
Fly, okay. Hey, real CM's channel full duration.
They threw everything in the kitchen at him.
Radiant's bottom
Not just the sink that time.
Oh, they'll get a lot of it back. Sumail's found a regeneration rune in bottom river.
top tower is under attack.
Sumail not skilling Moonlight Shadow, by the way. What is this? Not a single point on him? I mean, he could only have one, but he's level 10.
He went for the 200 health instead.
It can be really useful for his team. Like, it can be the difference maker, but whether AM survives a gank or not. Is that worth 1 point in arrow? How about that? Okay.
I was actually kind of wondering too, like how he would build in. We were kind of tossing up like, where do you get a lot of your physical damage from? Like, how do you make sure you, like, obviously there's no physical build coming in this time around. There's 200 health, we're not going to 15 damage, and he's going in for Aghanim Scepter. Huge lane clearance. And something that OG may not have an easy answer to. Like, both cores are going for Battle Furies, but Anti-Mage as well as Mirana, they can clean waves up so quickly, and they're so highly maneuverable.
Mid tower.
Yep. TP comes in. Avalanche. Quick spin from Ana. The fear will be there, and that's going to force the Enchantress to run away. But Ana's in pretty deep. Still has Omni-Slash available. The heavy amount of damage thanks to the Demon Edge. And Crit, well, he'll stand there, and he'll tank the entire Omni-Slash. The rest of EG back up behind the tier 2.
It was a good idea from S4, but he missed the toss on the Jugger. He tossed a creep instead that got in the way.
Seb, you're coming in deep, man. Like, they're under a shrine. He's got a lot more Avalanche toss up into the arrow, and Thompson's trying to help out with the cold snap, pushing Sumail away. Enchantress now going to get the sprites off. No-Tail's still there. The mana void. That's easy. The EMP. They're all both dry. It is an absolute drought of EG. Oh, Arteezy's not going to be happy with that one. The arrow from Sumail well off target of Invoker. Cold snap's coming off cooldown right now. The Curse Crown. Well, everyone's stand together and get stunned. Maybe there's some damage from the Bezel, but then a Burrow Strike from Durax picking on crits. And this game has escalated quickly. Meanwhile, Anna, up in Norway, farming the top lane.
It feels like, I don't know how Enchantress manages to do this in her games, to just tempt everyone to try for these hard kills. If it's just a tilt effect, like you get annoyed, you're like, let's just kill the Enchantress, but
let's just get him. Let's just get him.
It's really costing EG here that they try to go for these Enchantress kills. They've got 2 on her, but how many have they failed, and how much time has that cost them?
It's cost them a lot. Juggernaut has finished a Battle Fury before the Anti-Mage.
Way before. Arteezy is not even close. He's 2,000 gold away from it right now.
The graph in golden experience gets to swing up. EG has obliged OG with a lot of fights, but they need to be able to settle this game down. They need the Aghanims, they need the split push, they need the Battle Fury, they need a lot of things. But what is OG doing? Not giving them the room to breathe. Already attacking into the tier 2 tower on bottom lane.
The tempo is so high now from OG. Now they can kind of do whatever they want. Sand King will get a dagger very soon. Yep, they're going to dive at 4.
Notel stunned up continuously, but they'll still get the grab. Pulling back down again. Burrow strikes the Balmor, making sure Edsport does not get up the hill. Frostbite from Fly can't create enough space. And there is no other support coming in from EG. Instead it was coming from OG. And now it's a 17-minute Blink Dagger for a support SK. We're wondering how you can make these two very not financially viable supports when it's so hard 5, but this works when Durex has a Blink Dagger as fast as the normal offlane is to get them.
Are scanning.
Mel gets a DD.
Very uncertain about fighting against Durex even with that DD.
Yeah, he was thinking about it, but didn't want to go.
Good observers and sentries from EG. Jirax, oh, he'll cop that arrow. Still under sentry. Samel can claim that kill nice and quick. And then S4, he'll jump in as well. They're going up and the supports, and they've got him. Samel with the double kill. Turn your attention over towards Seb. It'll take a long time to attack into him. The EMP burn is also there from Thompson, making life a little bit more difficult for the Dark Willow. And Seb, he wants to battle. They have sentry versus sentry. Somebody get rid of that. Fly's moving forward. You can definitely see them. They're sentries.
Oh, that's a good combo.
Really good jump in. The Bramble, he'll catch out Anna. He's got Omni Slash. He can turn around right now. There's only one creep that's there. They're doing all the spin damage into S4 that he has to burn the ultimates from Anna. He'll crit at the end.
I think S4, or sorry, not S4. I think Sumail couldn't arrow because Seb just kept running in front of him, so they couldn't combo on that to get another kill.
The observer ones let them see. Fly, he knew he had to dodge. Moved out to the side, and then just his easy pickings.
I'd love to see a replay of that because that was so beautifully executed from EG, how they did the avalanche toss into the terrorize on the jugger. All they needed was to connect an arrow, but I think Seb just ran in front of the Sumail Mirana and he couldn't land it. That's got to be what happened, and that's huge for the outcome of that. Instead of losing their biggest core, they get 2 kills. And sure, Arteezy's getting some space, but man, this is, by his standards, super late Battle Fury. And he had a good start, too.
Chris dead. EMP Tornado catching him up on the top, but Shadow Realm will add some protection. He's got no more mana to work with. We'll get the damage into Notel, hung around a little longer. Arrow, it flies forward. A nice long 5-second stun. Over on the Rubicon, now go down and fly. They kill off Thompson. EG, they needed something, and that's something. Seb? Okay, I'll do this solo. Maybe I won't. Anna's nearby. That's easy. A spell, counter spell up and running. Anna's not going to take that risk of an Omni Slash. Maybe now it's time to pick up those bounty runes. 4 of them on the field. They've been there for 30 seconds. An unusual occurrence for 20-minute bounty runes.
Yep.
But there's just so much fighting with 26 kills 20 minutes into this game.
Sumail with the scouting arrow. Doesn't find anyone. If Jerax knew, he would have taken the other one, I think, as well. He gets one. And that's, I think, 3-for-1 trade on bounty runes in total. Once Anna gets his shit together and takes this one. Yes, he doesn't want it. I don't know. He wants to push the wave first. That's fine. Now he's going to take it on the way back. Farm the big camp.
And Jerax is really just trying to stay on Arteezy like a tick.
Is he doing this to just annoy us? It's there. He's not baiting it either.
It's income. It's coming in value. Maybe 1 gold, but it's value.
He felt like nobody from EG was going to come and try to take that. Because it was not set up as a bait. There was nobody there that would have killed on the ground.
Your alacrity buff ups up. Attack speed increased by 100, damage by 10. And Roshan, difficult to kill off. Once again, this Enchantress. Even Roshan thinks she's untouchable.
Giants are scanning.
But what does EG do? They scan Roshan. They know what's going on, but how fast can you move over? You're gathering for a smoke, but Roshan's practically dead. 1.4k, 1k, and they're instead going for what? Nothing. TP over does nothing. They stay with the lanes.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And Jerax is set up bottom. They want to connect over and try to kill RTZ probably. Never mind. He's not going to go for it. Just going to push out the wave.
Just counterspelling just in case. OG can move up through mid. It has been the name of their game throughout this tournament. 20 minutes, 22 minutes hits. Let's go high ground, boys. Anna, the front liner. Alacrity him up. Able to get quick entangle, but hey, spin's also great from Anna. So Mal's getting some level of damage.
They have so much sustain. They have the Enchantress heal. They have Healing Ward. They're going to go in with the next wave. He has the spin and Alacrity. They're just going to slowly chip this down. And Arteezy, in the meantime, has to try to get as much as possible. They don't want to take this fight because, realistically, OG are not favored in this.
Here we go again. Spin, attack, fortify has to be used. Arteezy, as he said, like he's refusing to join this fight. EG just have to hold the high ground.
They might have to lose a Rex too, actually, before they can fight. I think Arteezy without Manta in this game is not going to be particularly useful.
Thompson's hunting. 460 move speed inside of that Ghost Walk.
Yeah.
Looking for a target, actually just inside the smoke. Like that's not Ghost
backing
Walk.
off, this became pretty obvious to Arteezy that something is up. But this is the thing about Quaswix Invoker compared to Exort Invoker is Invokers playing this build are generally really high on mana. So you will be looking for, okay, maybe Arteezy can come in toward the end of the fight and get a big mana void that gets kills, but if you hit the CMP on a couple of heroes, you're super high on mana the whole time. And even that won't be an option for him.
EG's coming out. Moonlight Shadow and Smoke being committed. They want to wrap around the back. They want to do something about Jirax. You probably need a ward up on this hillside to make it happen. CM's got one, both Sentry and Observer. Fly drops the Sentry to begin with, Observer straight after. But while that's been happening, there was no defense. Tier 3 tower is gone. There's even a couple of creeps to help the push go. Anna spins. Now he's going to take the melee ranks. You said EG may have to pay the price. The toss, they find one. In deep, Seb under the tier 4 towers. The arrow looking to connect as well, but the Omni Slash F4, he's just totally stranded. Anna will find the kill. Fly trying to let it go. Anna taking through all of this, however. The sustain. I thought EG are meant to be Captain America, but OG, they can do this all day. And the cold snap, that's nothing to follow it up. 14 HP. The Sunstrike, no, you've got Darktail. He stole the blink from Anti-Mage and jumps in. Of course you can do that. Finds the kill. Nice chain stuff. Over on top to 5 seconds up, but there's no one from EG who can get close. Jirax comes in with the epicenter, expecting EG to engage, but they're not there. As OG look for another lane of racks. Pushing through. Crit. He's getting the chip damage into Thompson. Where's your jump? Arteezy is still farming in mid lane. He will not join. Anti-Mage has not finished farming, but S4 is dead for 70 seconds. He's losing his teammates. And what does Arteezy want to do? The answer for Anti-Mage, keep on farming. What's OG gonna do?
Keep on pushing?
Sounds good to me.
There's no Tiny for 50 seconds. This is... It's over. If they don't have the damage, they can't kill these heroes, I think. Jump in.
Look for your target. Marana, Samael, he's leaping the wrong direction, but he had no other choice. He tried to get the Aghanim's damage out, and now he doesn't have a way free. Arteezy's trying to grab the creep waves, but they're all pushed in. The bottom lane's pushed in, which is allowing this pressure from OG up on the top. As Fly, man, Jirax, he doesn't give two reads. He's got defensive, he also has to rebel. Triple gets some chip damage into No-Tail, but he has to fight. BKB is up for Arteezy. Now's the time, but he's getting picked up, thrown away. All that farming, but what did it achieve? Arteezy, well, they'll achieve one kill over onto No-Tail. He'll blink away. Regeneration is required. Salving up so they can get back to the front lines. They can't lose all these lanes of ranks. Tiny is back up again. The TP's coming to the sideline. Here comes S4. Avalanche. Toss. two big cores there for so long. Hager's Immortal will give Anna back his life. They're claiming the range ranks. Megas are up 26 minutes in. EG are more than on the ropes. It's a tightrope, no net. I'm fairly certain the rope's on fire.
This happened really fast. I just want to point out how fast this happened. The game was really, really even for the first 15 minutes. And then we have this one moment where OG get multiple kills, Arteezy shows up and dies. And since then, it's been OG all the way to get the Roche. They go push with their invincible jugger with healing.
Up in the air, Cole Snap, he can leap away. This is the last chance for EG. All 5 players up. There is no Raxus, no tier 4 towers to really speak of, just the one. Mirana jumps in, but Anna still stands his ground. Where's the attack? EG gather on the no-tail flag, looking for an opportunity, and Anna, he's begging for it. He's gone Mana style, he's ready to dodge. They're into the trees. Arteezy blinks away, and maybe Thompson. He'll be set up towards the air. The curse crown is there. He'll be able to get the nice chain stun. Chris on life. Arteezy getting some cleave damage. They're sent away by the terror